Welcome one and all to LZS Live, the show that is going to be covering the live streams.
Oh, fucking the worst
This
one!
is just scratching.
That intro,
Worst
bro.
one. That is awful.
Yeah. This show is still pre-recorded. Deal with it.
Woo!
We're just stretching it now.
Yeah, and this time we're here to do our predictions for E3, which is an all-online event still at this point.
Well, it was always an only online event for us anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's to begin with.
nothing changes.
But now
for
we
us.
also don't have. Now we also don't have Gamescom to look forward to, so I mean, now we just have
And we
to
don't
sit
have
at home and watch
fanboys
E3.
in the audience.
No.
They go like, woo!
Oh, yeah.
Yay! Hey,
There's no more
lack of
like,
fanboys.
people-
Lack of fanboys is what made Games Award actually bearable last year. The lack thereof.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
Damn, yeah.
Thank you. I make some.
I mean, there's no glorified
Rest
hype
your
man
case,
anymore in
my
the
case.
fucking.
I can be the glorified hype man.
What-
I'm the newbie to the podcasts.
Oh yeah, this is Connor, everyone.
Yeah, no,
Connor,
yeah,
we
say
did
hi.
introduce-
Hello, it's yeah. Griff, thank you for the introduction.
Yeah, this,
You're welcome. Welcome to our
Well, it's,
layer of
it's
mischief.
basically. It's basically the usual suspects plus Connor this time.
Oh my god. Wait, who's
So-
the imposter? I'm sus.
Griff, you're sus.
I'm sus.
Griff
Big
is
fat
always sus.
Anyway.
Is it still? Is it still relevant though?
No.
I mean, there's still a lot of.
Was it
By the
ever?
time this comes out, maybe in 2 weeks, who knows?
No, nothing was ever relevant. What's a hard?
So yeah,
By the
it's-
time
it's
it
about
comes
the
out,
hard
2
one
weeks,
indeed.
we might be using machetes instead of masks. Who knows?
It could do, yeah.
We're just
Wait,
winging
wait.
it.
To be honest, I can't put this out like in 2 weeks. I really have to be faster than that because in 2 weeks it's already time for E3 actually.
In 2
Yeah.
weeks, E3
Because-
would have happened. Happened? No,
Yeah,
midway
because we've
through,
already
midway through.
seen like some. We've got some preview stuff basically at one point because we've already got to see Horizon.
We've already got to see
the-
Sonic as well.
And Dying Light 2. And Far Cry 6.
Yeah.
So actually, E3 is just
Yeah,
kind
true.
of...
E3 is kind of like the
She's
Afterthought.
preemptively done some stuff.
This time, it does kind of feel more disjointed, I suppose, to some degree, as normally it would be to some degree something that would be more like akin to like you have this group of developers and they all have their separate days, or even sometimes there's two of them on the same day and that type of shit. But now it feels like it's more disjointed to some degree as well. It's somewhat more thematic to some degree, and sometimes it's just the game releases, like we've seen. Like I said with Horizon, that was just like a one-off. Like here's a game, and then we had the same with like the same with Dying Light 2, the game that we thought was already out for months and that was already discounted once or something.
But that's the
That
thing. I watched a video yesterday and it was like, I thought Dying Light had already come out. Like someone was talking about it and they were like, I thought Dying Light had already come out. It's just one of those games where it kept getting delayed, but no one paid attention because no one gives a shit. Actually, I'm surprised the game got a sequel. I'm also going to be completely honest.
I'm
Yeah.
kind
I
of
was about to say,
surprised
we
as
should
well.
not like discredit the Dying Light fanboys. Those two should have some fun.
Yeah, but how many fanboys are
Ah,
there?
yes. That hardcore fanboy that I'm really scared of.
Yeah.
Ah!
So scary.
Oh no, he
The
can
game-
jump
the
off a
game got-
wall in style. I can dismount my bed easily. It's alright, man. Calm down.
No need to
I would pay to see
No,
that.
What, me get out
I'm
of bed?
just imagining. I'm just imagining.
Is that porn?
Now I'm.
Is that like softcore porn? It's just, yes, I have arisen. Takes mattress, leg out.
Is that Griff's OnlyFans?
The
He just gets
visuals
out
we're
of bed
seeing right
this
now
morning?
are...
I was gonna
Well,
say, if
probably.
this was a video podcast, wow, half of you have got major erections.
Yeah.
Then here's me just.
It's a good thing Griff is wearing a bathrobe and nothing else.
Yeah. I'm even wearing shorts today, so
Okay.
there is skin.
But-
Oh my
There's a
god,
lot
and
of lag
Connor's
action
showing.
going on.
Wow. Do you want to join
Back
in?
to topic.
Join
It's a
in.
good
For
thing that we
anyone
referred
listening
to
along,
that because
you can't
if we,
see any of this, but we're showing our legs.
Weird. Oh my god, weird. Put your bra back on.
yeah, it's a good thing that we talked about all this sexual stuff because otherwise the Dying Light fanboys may have come after us. And I'm just imagining like a bunch of like fat nerds who try to do parkour stuff but they fail, and they just like fall over.
Just imagining like a
all
really
over from
fat
like
nerd doing the parkour.
I'm just thinking of Violet from the Willy Wonka factory when she gets really large and they have to roll around the room. But that's it. That's like, is this park? But all you can hear is Michael Scott from The Office saying parkour, and it's just them pushing a large person.
Yes, definitely.
That's the image in my head.
We might get into like one of those Indiana
This is like-
Jones scenes of her rolling over us.
And we're running away, and she's the boulder.
We just run away. Damn. This
Anyway, really
this
gone
got
off
track.
topic.
Kind of tangent there.
Oh, okay. Right,
Back to
Bram, do you
topic.
wanna...
Everyone, it's time to get on the train.
So,
This train goes nowhere.
Choo-choo.
It's about to derail immediately.
wow.
Choo-choo.
This is the hype train. I think the E3 hype train
So, yeah.
has really
In
just
the-
started anyway.
Pulled into the station.
Yeah, people just started realizing that E3 is somewhat of a thing that's happens.
Well,
and
I
it's
think we need to bask
on.
in the thing that this might be the last. I think because E3, I mean, we're all getting a bit excited about it because there's actual conferences, and it's not like last year where Microsoft had one at the end of May and one in the beginning of July. Like they didn't do that weird thing. This year they're all doing it kind of simultaneously on the same weekend.
I think we also have to take into account that it's the first E3 after the consoles have been released.
That's true.
Yes, I was about to all say that.
But what I was
And
gonna
I
say
think
is.
we get more of a show.
Yes, no, I agree.
But
I mean, I know
at-
Sony hasn't announced like their massive state of play, but that is gonna happen at some point where they are just gonna dump a bunch of shit on us because it will. Like,
And at the same time, it's still the pandemic, and there's still that problem with the chipsets and stuff, with production of stuff. Any type of like computer-like hardware was impacted when the fucking what was it, Huawei? I think,
Huawei.
like, or you, however else you pronounce it. Like there was already like a shortage in production with the fucking chipsets, and then they bought like huge stock of it, basically fucking everyone else over, which was a big problem for like laptops, computers, probably for consoles as well.
well, the PlayStation
guess-
5, Sony have said that they're gonna have a backlog of orders for the PS5 way into next year, way into 2022. They're fully just expecting no one, because they don't know how long, of course, this is gonna last, and it has got knock-on effects for the foreseeable future for their current production line. So, but yeah,
There
like
goes
Connor
my
said,
hope of
it's.
playing Life is Strange 2
I mean,
But
you
it
can-
on
isn't-
PS5.
It is a very strange and unique like console generation shift as well, because a lot of games now you can buy them, and in the price is included like the upgrade to go to the next, like to download the PlayStation 5 version, for example.
Yeah, like PS4 games to PS5.
That's very
Which
true.
wasn't a
That's very
thing
true.
last.
Yeah.
That wasn't
I mean,
a thing last
I've
year.
had
So
that.
now
I've had that privilege when I brought Miles Morales. I
Yeah.
brought the 4 version, and then when I got my 5, when I wanted to replay it, I literally just plugged it in. It was like, okay, just to let you know, you're gonna get the PS5
So-
version. I was like, oh, cool. There's literally no. I mean, the load times are great, but there is no difference. And ray tracing, but there is no difference. That's just.
I feel like ray tracing is a bit of a different.
It doesn't change it too much.
it should make.
I mean,
a
the loading
difference.
time was pretty sexy. Like I could get around the city with fast travel like that. It was pretty, but also nothing.
Loading time is faster than Griff can get
Yeah.
out of bed.
Well,
Anyway,
the good thing about
I
this
do
is now
take a
is,
genuine 25 minutes. I
like
can message someone. I'm leaving the house.
25.
I haven't even left my bed.
is that every time you turn on your camera to do like the sexy OnlyFans video of Griff getting out of bed.
It's like, guys, this is the warm-up show because, honest to God, it takes me forever to get out of bed. Oh dear.
So
Anyway.
no, what I was saying about that as well, like unless you have like games that are like full on exclusive to PlayStation 5, you have that upgrade thing, and it basically means that even if you can't get your hands on a PS5, but you want to play that game, you could still be like, yeah, I have my PS4, I'm gonna buy this game. If I can buy a PlayStation 5 later, I can still enjoy this game on the PlayStation 5 without having to buy it
Yeah.
again. So that is, I think that kind of works together well with
investments.
this. It's
in the
Yeah,
game you
it's-
buy.
it's-
Yes.
it's a semi-solution to the issue itself, but it's not a full-on solution to not being able to get the PS5 as easily.
Oh,
or
and
something
also,
like that.
I had No Man's Sky, like, brought it a million years ago, put it in, and it was like, you can have the PS5 version for free. I was like, oh, thanks.
That is
Now, that's
quite
a
useful,
better
yeah.
version. Exactly. Even discs are really utilizing. But anyway, let's get on topic and talk about E3 2021.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the year we're in. Welcome.
So it's I'm gonna start with Summer Games Fest, which is Jeff Keighley hour. Of him
Oh no,
stuffing some fingers up his ass.
Jeff Keighley Variety Hour.
Now I don't. Did we watch? I don't remember watching Summer Games Fest last year. Did anybody else?
I think I might have watched it, but it wasn't for anything like. It wasn't for any special event type thing. Just watched it in my Discord.
Did they do any special announcements?
I don't think so.
I fully don't remember it, but they're bringing it back again, and they made a big... Because I remember Summer Games Fest was meant to replace E3 last year, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like there were many attempts to replace E3 last year, and all of them failed simultaneously.
I feel like that.
I think the PlayStation 1
I feel like that was the problem.
But even then...
Yeah.
Because the thing about E3
That's
is when it all dumps at the same time, you're like, oh shit! My brain can't contain.
But Summer Games Fest is the one
Can-
actually made by Twitch, isn't it? Or at least Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, by Twitch. But it's Jeff Keighley Variety Hour.
Yeah, it is. Variety Weekend, by the looks of
I'm
it.
still very proud of coming up with that name.
I'm so mad
There's
that
probably-
he exists.
Kojima probably watched it.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
But not like on,
So
on
this
the
year
TV.
they
He
said
was like
that they
standing
have-
like Clint Barton style. He was up in the railings watching Jeff Keighley from up top, from a distance.
So I'm looking at the schedule for Summer Games Fest. The 10th, it's Jeff Keighley with a performance by Weezer.
Oh, Jeff Keighley!
Yeah.
I didn't know he presented it! Sorry.
They've got a performance by Weezer for some reason.
Who the fuck is Weezer?
Weezer. Wait, like Island in the Sun,
seriously?
Weezer. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
That's a bit of a throwback. I keep forgetting that they're still active.
Oh, they've
even
got
though
a
they're, like, in the
Ubisoft
90s
thing
stuff.
happening for Summer Game Fest.
Well, with the Summer Games Fest, they have confirmed over 30 game publishers will make announcements and updates, including Activision, Epic Games, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Yeah, and Bethesda.
So they have got names, but is it names that are just going to drop like small indie titles? Because let's be honest, I don't think
the big announcements are going to be at Summer Game Fest.
I don't think Xbox is going to be like, oh my god, Elden Ring. You're not going to be like, whoa. It's more going to be like 12 minutes or whatever. And you're like, oh, cool.
Griff,
Yeah.
they could, however, do this like, oh, here's this very short stinger, and
Yeah.
then it's like, if you want to watch the rest, watch our fucking shit
remember that?
later on.
Do you remember that E3? I think it was 19. I could be wrong. When Kingdom Hearts 3 was at every single conference.
I think you're
Yeah,
right
it
to be in 2019.
Oh
yeah.
my
Should have
God.
been
Was it? It was at Xbox. Then
2018.
It was at PlayStation.
2018.
Oh, was
Yeah,
it 18?
that's
It was
2018.
at Xbox. It was at Xbox. Then it was at Square Enix, and then it was at Sony. And it was like, what? Why?
It was
No
everywhere.
one cares.
I can
So-
a little.
No, you
But
didn't.
yeah, it was overdone.
By the third one. Because it was like the same trailer,
so
but
I've
then they added little bits and bobs.
I've
and you're
searched
like, okay,
Kingdom
we've seen
Hearts
this before.
3 E3 and it was 2016.
No, fuck.
Oh, that's
no,
the
was
first
that
one.
in its
No, 2018. No, yeah, that was the announcement. No, the
No,
announcement was actually back in
2013 was the
2015. That was
announcement.
2016. 2013 already.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, but 2018 had the release trailers. The ones before the game actually
Yeah.
came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it was 18 when
And
it
they
came
were
out,
split
19.
across Microsoft.
I think
were
it was
I think they were at
2018.
Nintendo as well, if I remember. No, wait, no, not Nintendo. Xbox. Square Enix. Oh, of course, Square Enix had its own show back then.
Mm-hmm.
2019.
I kind of felt like Mickey Mouse was just there, like, interrupting all of the other, like, they were like, oh yeah, we're watching something here. Watching some video games being announced. Hey, remember me? I'm still here.
I mean, it's
No,
basically
no, we
just
don't want more
Disney's
Kingdom Hearts.
takeover anyway.
Well,
This conference is brought to you by the Disney Channel. No play up, motherfucker.
Oh, dear.
suck it, bitch.
Oh, and Donald making e-catch.
No!
Okay.
So that's a little bit of commentary.
A little bit of commentary.
A little bit.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the partners from this year's Games Fest. They've got also Ubisoft. They have 2K, Bandai Namco, Blizzard, EA, Steam. Okay.
Oh
Wow, everyone's involved there.
Is Steam going to offer their own version of like
right,
Game Pass or something?
I don't know. This is actually a tweet.
Basically,
today.
So that basically means there's either going to be nothing there, or as already mentioned, like there's going to be little tits and bits until you're like, hey, yeah, if you want to watch the full thing, come to our clubhouse, which is much cooler than these dorks. Which really just leaves the question: is there anything that's not that important that they wouldn't announce it at their own conferences? Is there anything like a shining diamond in the rough that we could expect to see?
I think there could be. Like I say, 12 minutes. I think they'll put those little games that have like the niche fandoms that they'll go, oh, it's in Summer Games Fest, and that kind of they use that to warm us up to their conferences. I just don't think they're gonna be like Halo Infinite. Like,
Summer Game Fest does definitely seem like it will be the more niche stuff.
Yeah, and I think also Summer Games Fest is more for the people like us who will who will tune into it.
The ones more into gaming than people who would watch E3.
When is June?
Yeah, the ones who don't just care about the AAA. I think that's what they could do. Like, they could show off that stuff that if they... I mean, they could still... To be honest, they could still show that off at their conference, but they could do that at, like... They could show that off, like, twice, for example. Like, in the game.
The stuff that doesn't make headlines,
the stuff basically. Where, like, some of the fanboys...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where some of the people who only care about the AAA would be like, come on, get on with it. Show us fucking Anthem 2 or some bullshit like that.
FIFA.
No.
God, I can't wait for FIFA. What is it now?
It'll be 2022.
Show me FIFA. The ball is now 99% rounder.
Yeah, because also I just don't remember Summer Games Fest being like they say they were like, this is the thing to replace E3 in 2020. And I just don't remember anything interesting ever being announced. You know, I don't remember anything.
To be honest,
but I think that comes into the fact that last year's E3 would have been shit anyway because it's the preemptive console launch one where I've always said that the one post a console launch is always the best E3 just because they're like, so the console's out, here's everything that's coming out in the next 12 months. You're like, oh shit. Like it always is.
But
so
do you think that maybe there is a delay which could lead to there being a lot of interesting stuff that's only for next year? And that they may not not even announce yet.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. I think they will announce a lot of things, but they will not give us a lot of things.
They could do the thing where they announce that things are in the process of being made and just offer the title of the game.
Yeah.
Metro Prime.
Hey, here's Metro Prime 4.
I mean, Bayonetta 3 as well.
I fully forget Bayonetta 3 is in development. Like that fully just pops out my head. That was
so did the developers.
That fucking Nintendo Direct where the guy from like Nintendo, the guy that was working on Zelda showed up and was like, "Oh, you're expecting stuff from Breath of the Wild 2? No, that's still in development. We have nothing to show you.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Here's this fucking Skyward Sword that you can now control with your Switch dildos or whatever. I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Anyway,
I mean, the Joy-Cons,
Joy-Cons, yes. Well, it has the word joy in it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much we can guess.
Oh, I ordered the wrong kind of Joy-Cons.
Hey. Don't dildos bring you joy, Con?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh.
Fuck's sake.
My God.
I really enjoyed that one.
Did you enjoy
Get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, that can be your next t-shirt design, Bram.
Yeah, Brad, can you make that the next t-shirt design?
like a specific t-shirt. That's specific.
Yeah, but to this episode. To this episode. And then we all get one.
You can have the I and the L of the dildo be the two Joy-Cons.
Oh.
Please stop.
Shit. I wear the shit out of that shirt. Christ on a bike.
As you can see, Summer Games Fest is not that interesting.
I just, seriously, we should just move on because I think we'll watch it because...
We'll watch it just for the sake of watching it.
First off, it's at 6/7 p.m. over here. So that's great. It's not late in the fucking day.
Friday or Saturday?
It's a Wednesday, mate.
Oh, it's a Wednesday, my dude.
Excuse me,
working
what?
at that
No,
time,
it's a
though.
Thursday. No, it's a Thursday. Sorry, it's a Thursday.
You
But
lied
yes,
to us.
Could still be working.
I did lie to you. It's a Thursday.
How dare you? My
And then
personal
there's a day
assistant.
break. So for some reason they do Summer Games Fest 10th, and then the 11th there's nothing. Nothing's happening.
Great.
But then,
A Friday, where everyone has
oh
time.
boy, we get to the 12th of June. What? No, what?
No,
then
the
we get to
11th does have something. It's like, we know something you don't, is what it says on the website.
What?
Let me just show you guys.
Oh my god, hot spicy information.
The 11th has something. What it has?
Oh, this is Summer Games Fest. Oh, you're looking at that.
Mysterious.
I'm looking at their
Oh,
actual
shit.
website, yeah.
I don't know. Wow. Okay. Is
Prime
that
time.
Yeah, the cock prime time.
Cock. prime
Stop. That's not how you pronounce that.
right? Rightio.
Oh god.
Right. Anyway, so we'll skip
So there
ahead
is
to the
apparently
mystery from the mystery one to the first big triple developer one. It's Ubisoft Forward.
It's
on June
Ubisoft
12th.
Forward.
Triple
Yeah.
developer.
Ubisoft Forward.
Yeah. So the sexual offenders are back again
Oh, Christ.
with well a lot. I'm
Well, I guess
just
Griffin-
sorry,
Are they
Forward
going
had
to
that joke.
surprise hug this time?
So on this website it says, of course, updates for Far Cry 6, but we already have one. And I just seen something that caught my eye. And the VR Assassin's Creed.
What?
Well, that's on the
They're
on the
making a
list.
VR Assassin's Creed.
Ubisoft has announced new Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell games built entirely for virtual reality. The games announced during the Facebook Connect, previously called Oculus Connect, virtual keynote on Wednesday. So this was last year. Mark a long-rumored but still potentially exciting addition to VR.
VR Assassin's Creed just sounds like what we were on about earlier with Violet Beauregard doing parkour.
Oh,
That is
Our fat asses jumping across the rooftops.
it's a very fast-paced game for VR, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
bonkers. I don't even remember that being like
climbing
announced
stuff.
or that fucking what? How
I
is
don't
that
remember
How's it
a thing?
even
gonna
You
work?
don't know that.
How's it gonna work on console VR? Because
And
I
am
can
I
see
going
it
to throw
working
up
with,
when
like,
I
the
jump
Oculus
up
Nice
into-
controllers.
It was, mate. It was announced at the Facebook Connect and Facebook do Oculus. I don't think it's coming to anything else but the Quest.
That's
Probably,
probably
yeah.
maybe
Ugh.
how they will do it.
Disgusting.
They also might provide intel on Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLC roadmap. None of us give a shit here.
Nope.
And
Ah, yes, the good old roadmap, the old holy grail of taking your money.
remember when Cyberpunk had a roadmap? That's fucking hilarious. And of course, maybe fingers crossed, some update on fucking Beyond Good and Evil 2. That game that I fear may never come out. Or it comes out.
I
and
think
it's a
they'll have to
Cyberpunk.
pay Joseph Gordon-Levitt
I'm thinking
extra.
maybe 2022 or 2023 for that game.
Well, I think 2025.
I feel that's kind of optimistic, honestly.
Miles off.
Yeah,
Well,
we
both
may
of
have,
them.
we may have another Cyberpunk on our hands. Looks like
I
I
games
just
delayed,
think the
delayed,
game's
and
too
eventually
big.
sucks.
I think. Well, in
Yeah, but
fairness,
we
actually
thought
don't know that
Cyberpunk
much
was too
about-
big as well.
No, we didn't. We thought they could do it. It's like,
Did we
if
ever
anyone could
see
do it,
any
it was
gameplay
CG
of
Project
that?
Red, and they fucked it.
No,
So
I
don't think it's
I
possible.
always thought that Cyberpunk was going to be too big of a game, regardless of who made it.
Huh.
Because of the hype behind it.
I feel like it was already too big in hype,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
regardless of size. Yeah.
Oh. I thought you.
You can't
I thought
eventually
meant,
live up to
things you can do
expectations.
because
No, that too, but people expected so much from the game, and then they couldn't deliver it because of how much people were expecting.
I certainly remember that comment
I
section.
feel like there's bigger games out there actually, and like stuff you can do as well. So it's not like this
yeah,
game
but
is
the
actually
entire game had
specifically
such a big media profile.
There's definitely games that have
those
more that you
People
can
were
do in them,
expecting the
but it's what people are
best
expecting
thing
of
ever.
it.
Yeah. Fucking Cyberpunk. What a crazy concept.
But that's actually kind of a comparison to Beyond Good and Evil, because there I don't think that game has that big of a media profile. We've seen some things of it, some things that looked exciting, but I don't think we've ever seen any.
There's no
gameplay.
overhyping
That's
of
the
that
thing.
game.
Yes,
The
I
rabid
agree.
fan base.
I think the only thing that about Beyond Good and Evil that one compared to Cyberpunk is just because Beyond Good and Evil is one of those games where they keep talking about it, but I still don't quite know what the whole gameplay aspect of it looks like. Like, remember when Cyberpunk had that trailer? Like back in 2013, I think it might have even been 14, and it was a CGI trailer of someone shooting a cybernetic woman. That's like all we had of Cyberpunk for like 5 years or something. It feels a bit like that with Beyond Good and Evil, where we just don't know anything. We know that Jade is back and she's evil, and it's a prequel, and that's it. Oh, and there's a talking monkey and a fat pig. Like, that's it. That's all we know.
We might be on the
there's nothing.
Yeah,
to
we might
really...
be on the onset of it. Like, there is a similar pattern, but we are not that far progressed yet that we see enough similarities. That might be where we are.
So, I mean, I hope that we hear something about Beyond Good and Evil, because that got announced. That might have even got announced the first E3 we all watched together, like really long ago now. Good going.
Might have been 2017.
It also feels like
might have been 2017.
The way they're advertising it also seems different from something like Cyberpunk. So I think they are trying to keep it like on the down low, but already like, I don't think they're hyping it up yet. I think they're just feeling out. That's why I think they just showed some stuff, because like Cyberpunk always like tries to create hype and build up the hype. And this, Ubisoft feels out way too much, especially their employees and shit. But
2017.
Oh boy.
Surprise hugging and shit.
It's like 4 years ago.
Oh, blimey. So...
I also don't know how far along that game is. I think it could still be that we're not getting... Like, if we get something, I feel like they may just do the same thing again. We're just like, here's this game. We're still working on it. But they were not trying to build more hype for it. They're just showing you that it's still a thing that they're working on. I think that maybe it's definitely not as far as you would think, and that it's maybe even still like gotta be, I don't know, like it's gotta be a game for like 2022 or something in the earliest.
Yeah, the thing is, we haven't seen any new material, right? Not even like from the developers, a little note saying, hey, we're currently like in this part of the development. It's completely radio silent. And
it is.
Could either be really good or
like
really
radio
bad
silence.
thing.
That's true.
I think the game is a whole lot of concept, and I feel like that's why we're seeing mostly that last year and before that. And I still think that they're gonna show us more concept, and I think this game may even just be for 2023 even. So
it's weird that it's just weird because it's one of those games where it got announced for the last generation of console, and here we are now in the next generation. Like, it's just one of those games that's just managing to stay in development.
It could be at some
forever,
point that they just say, no, we're no longer working on it. Here's a different game instead.
Well, that happens all the time. A huge amount of time. Another game which I think... Death Stranding. The walking simulator that no one wants to play, but everyone did.
I didn't play it.
Hi.
I didn't play it.
Boom! An example! Anyway, another game who I genuinely feel like it's either gonna... It'll either A, get released this year, or B, it's dead. Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones. That fucking battleship game.
I think that game's dead.
Exactly. I genuinely think that game has died. Like...
Wasn't the game
Either that
where
or
they
the
were like,
developers did.
we have this... Wasn't it the game where they basically started working with like, we have the ship mechanics from like from Assassin's Creed?
It's literally what it is.
Black Flag.
All they've taken off is that you can go off into islands and synchronize. That's all they've taken off it, and they're like, yep, this is the whole game.
They took the stabbing.
It's basically that one game that... What was that game called again? The silly game that you guys were playing? Keep forgetting what it is.
Roller Champions?
Sea of Thieves?
No, the pirate one.
The Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
It's basically Sea of Thieves, but like serious. That's what
it's like we're not cartoony. We're fun and serious, and we want you to be competitive.
Ubisoft.
There's probably going to be seasons and a season pass and cosmetics. And
roadmap.
I mean, that's what Sea of Thieves have got into now. It's like season pass stuff.
That's true, but you still don't have to pay for it. So it's
would
good.
be kind of
also,
funny
the whole
if they...
game is just a cosmetic. The whole game.
They could do that. They could make like a serious advertising. This is not some jolly fun adventure. We want you to get this game.
We want
you to
murder.
get scurvy. We want you to get
We
scurvy.
want you to drown everyone in the sea.
Something like that.
Yeah, Skull and Bones. I just,
So basically,
like I say, it's either coming out in the next,
like drown some people.
It's either coming out this year or never coming out.
or it's never. It's either the next 12 months it's out, or it is dead. That game will never come out.
You want my prediction? It's gonna come out this year, but it's gonna have a roadmap.
I think it will come out and it's just.
I think it will come out and then have the No Man's Sky type thing where it actually just is shit at the start, but then they try to improve it later.
I was about to say, it feels like we have another We Happy Few on our hands.
Yeah,
The game was not liked.
I could see that.
Is that game like still in? That's out of early access now, right?
That's out. That's out.
It's completely out. It's on Game Pass and everything.
Blimey.
It's one of those
And
things that
nobody
everyone was
cares.
like, oh, we played it, it sucks.
Damn,
throw it later."
2016. So a million years ago. Wow, 5 years ago. That's...
And pretty much everyone lost interest as soon as Gearbox bought it.
Does Gearbox own it? Oh yeah, they do.
See, I
This
was
is
going to play it
wild.
at some point, only because I do have Game Pass and I could play it for free.
Yeah, it got a full release in August of 2018. Took 2 years for that game.
Did anybody know that?
Coming in. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, they took a long time to write
This is
the
what I love
apology
about the
letter.
E3 predictions. You think back to games that you just forget exist, and you're like, "Oh, is that out?" No.
What
or
happened
yes.
to that?
Yeah, like Dying Light 2.
What game would you want to see Ubisoft either, be like, we're doing this game, or do something new? What would you guys like to?
Oh,
What do you
no,
wanna
I
see
know what
from
you
it?
I feel like I'd
Um,
actually just have to look up what Ubisoft makes.
I really, really hope that they bring out the creators of South Park again for a third one.
Oh, they're probably going to show a Just Dance 2022 as well.
Oh no, that's always a given.
for fuck's sake.
That's every year. That's not
always a
even. You
thing.
can't even guess that, Connor. That's like
That's my safe bet, okay?
No, that's not. You're not allowed that bet because that bet is so safe that
I
it's
have a safe bet,
unfair
but I
to
don't
the
care,
rest of
actually.
you. That's like going to Vegas and rigging it.
What they're probably gonna be talking about that fucking Riders Republic thing that they announced last time, which is not something. I
Riders
really-
Republic?
They could show some DLC for Immortal
It's
Phoenix
like
Rising.
steep, but it's not with
Oh
snowboarding.
shit! Was that when they?
It's-
Yeah, they ended it. They were like, it was
Yeah.
the last game they showed, and they were like, "We have been working on this game for a video."
That's
That's my
probably
French
something they're
accent, by
gonna
the
go-
way. That's me doing the.
I was about to
impression.
say, was that intentional?
Did you like that?
Because that was pretty accurate.
No, I can't make that joke. It's shit. Yeah, they were like, "This is our final game, and we're really excited about it."
And everyone
And
was
nobody else was.
yeah.
I fully forgot this game existed. Like,
I mean, I would play
it's
it if
because
it
it's
was
a
for free or
sports
something.
game. Who buys sports games? The only people who buy sports games is FIFA and the people who like to play F1. That's it. That's all the sports games that ever do well. Everything else,
I mean,
Shit.
they literally make basketball games as well, though, like NBA.
they haven't made. And this, Connor, you saw this earlier in a Nerky video. They haven't made. You know how they used to when the London 2012 Olympics happened? They made a game. Not Sonic and Mario at the Olympics. They made an Olympics game about London 2012.
Yeah, they did.
They are now making one for Tokyo for this year. But there hasn't been one in between.
There wasn't one for
Because sports
2016,
games
no.
don't sell! Just go and play sports! Sorry.
You know those Olympic games just
Jeff
always sounds
Keighley,
like
he's fueled this.
Yeah,
it
just
just
Jeff
sounds like
Keighley
Mario
alone.
Party, but without the party, and without the Mario.
Or Mario.
So just party games. Just
So,
very boring,
like,
boring party
nothing.
games.
I mean, people buy the party games because they're good for like social things when you got a couple of friends around.
Yeah, but the Olympic Games ones are just like.
Oh no, the Olympic
boring
Games
party
ones
games.
I don't care for.
I feel like if I had friends coming over and I would ask them to play FIFA, I would have severely less friends.
You wanna play FIFA, bro?
You would.
If I want to play FIFA.
I'd rather shoot myself in the bollocks.
Something that
No,
I
Griff-
think Ubisoft might
That's very
announce
British.
is either Immortal Phoenix Rising DLC or potentially show off that they're making a new Watch Dogs.
I don't think they're
I
gonna show
don't
off
think
the
they're
Immortals
announcing
Phoenix
another Watch
Rising
Dogs for a
DLC
couple
because
years.
there's so much DLC for that game already, and they never really show it off all that much. but there is a shitload of DLC for that game already. Maybe they could do
honestly,
a
I
little,
didn't even know
It's a weird
Immortals had. No, go on.
It's a weird situation for Ubisoft, isn't it? Because they kind of already pulled out all their registers in the last few months and years. New Watch Dogs, new Assassin's Creed.
Mhm.
They are doing something with Splinter Cell with VR.
Yeah.
And the rest is kind of just...
I guess they might just focus on. They might just focus on Far Cry 6.
They might
That
do,
might
yeah.
be their help. Remember, they have also
Might be.
got that zombie. Splinter Cell. No, not Splinter Cell. Hold on. What was it called? The
Zombies.
Rainbow Six Quarantine,
Tom
which
Clancy's,
is zombies.
Yeah. Also, Tom Clancy has been dead for how long?
Oh god, so many fucking years.
I think they
I'm
have
looking
Tom
on the
Clancy in
Ubisoft
like
Keep
a
attaching
vat.
his name to things.
I think they have like Tom Clancy in a vat, and every now and then when
2013.
they wanna come up with a new game, they like drink a bit of like Tom Clancy
2013.
juice. Like he's like in a vat in like a container with
Pickle Tom Clancy.
yeah, they eat a bit of pig
Ugh.
Tom Clancy. Like, oh yeah, let's
I'm
make
looking on the
Rainbow
actual
Six.
Ubisoft website, and they've got that A Game of Space, which is like a VR space game.
What?
No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
well.
Now they made Star Trek Bridge Crew, and that was a pretty fucking good game. So
Well, they've got A Game of Space. And then
Yeah.
they've also got the Prince of Persia games.
Is it really just called a game of space?
It's called AGOS, A Game of Space. Like, AGOS is the abbreviation for it.
Oh yeah, he's not telling a lie. I don't remember this game existing. In the year 2057, Earth is doomed. Well, I tell you what, Earth gets doomed a lot in fucking video games.
It does.
It's kind of just.
Literally a game called Doom.
Or
very
currently.
recently.
It's
real life.
like with us knowing that Just Dance is coming out. All right, just calm the fuck down. We know Earth's fucked.
Holy shit! Imagine
What
the
if Just Dance-
Apocalypse Edition.
Has like an apocalypse version.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Wow, I
fucking
actually.
Walking Dead DLC.
That's it. I need this
It's like
game to be
Thriller.
at a
Stunning.
conference. This looks so cool.
I want zombies flossing.
It's got a black hole. It's so cool.
It does
Yeah,
have
I
a
do
black
feel like
hole.
Ubisoft actually, like you said earlier, they pulled out all the stops already. They also showed us Far Cry 6 already, so
Yeah.
I was gonna say they've kind of just shown off. So I think
And we,
They only really showed
And
off
when
a
they
game.
showed us,
They only
it was
really showed
leaked
off a better
before.
gameplay for Far Cry 6. So they've got.
that's true. Oh my god.
They do have a lot more.
that's
that
a
they
really good
could show
question.
off.
Will something be leaked this time?
Well, here's the thing. So they've got
Probably.
Roller Champions.
Yeah, do they?
Okay, they got Roller
Okay.
Champions. Well, no, that's not out yet. It's just had many betas.
Ah, true.
I think they might give that a release date this year because it felt really done. Like when playing the beta, it felt almost complete. They've got Far Cry 6 and Beyond Good and Evil. Okay, that's kind of it for like games that I think they can majorly focus on. So I think maybe this year they might turn around and be like, oh, I mean, apart from the fucking sports game, I genuinely
Do we know
feel
how long
like
their
they'll turn around.
conferences?
I mean, we mentioned about the roadmap
No
for
idea.
Valhalla as well.
Yeah, but Valhalla will probably get it will probably get support up until probably like January next year, and then they'll be like, "Yep, okay, cool, we'll go work on the next one." Like that's the cycle of how these things
That
go.
is true.
So
Then again, that kind of leaves room for like one big announcement, right? Something that where nobody expects. Something
Maybe like a new
unforeseen,
IP.
perhaps new
yeah,
IP.
that's what I mean. I feel
Yeah.
like because there's so, I don't want to say there's so few games. There's not, but I feel like there's, from what they've got currently announced that they're working on, I feel like there's enough for them to go, okay, here's our next big thing. It's not coming out soon, but here's our next big thing.
They've
Yeah.
got a new Star
They're
Wars game that
missing
they're
the
working
big
on.
hit line.
That won't be. They're still in storyboard. They said that they're still in storyboard process. Like that's years
That's
away.
far
That's
off.
really
Oh, okay.
far away. Same with the Indiana Jones game, but I'll get to that when we get to Microsoft.
so there's a
Um,
chance for maybe a new IP. But
Yeah, I think they might get a new IP. But
They could do a Rabbids game.
Or they fuck it up.
Because the last Rabbids game was that Mario Rabbids one. So they could
yeah,
they could
Terry
show off
loved
a,
it.
God,
a new
please don't make
Rabbids.
it rap.
Like a sequel to
Oh,
Mario
no.
Rabbids. Zelda Rabbids, maybe.
let's have a look at their back. Let's see what they can do.
a new Rayman.
Oh, they might do a new Anno game.
They could
They
do,
might
yeah.
do. They've also got
That
that
is
free
Anno
to play the
headline
Division game.
Are we just
We've
going to be
also got
like saying every single possibility and hopefully one of us will be right?
Yeah, that's how this shit goes. You must be.
Yeah, then can we say, hey, we were right about this?
We might have said many
look at
things
us,
which were
that's
wrong,
right.
but we were right about these things.
I also think that they
Yeah,
might. I
statistically,
mean,
we're correct.
bar the VR game that Connor mentioned, but I feel like with like Oculus Quest 2 being a massive hit, and seeing as they have a partnership, I do think they might lean for a couple more VR games outside of the ones already announced.
Yeah.
By the way, did you mention that there's
Could
going to
also
be a
the new IP,
Splinter
they
Cell
could do
VR
something
game?
with VR.
Because is that just going to be...
Yeah, so
Is that
it's
just going to be a stealth game that's tinted green?
Splinter Cell and Assassin's Creed, but they said they announced that they're working on it, and then kaput. So
Okay. I feel like that's enough Ubisoft,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
agreed. So the
before
next
we all
one,
start
June
eating
Never had enough
13th,
Ubisoft.
snails.
which Weird really loves that it's on June 13th, is Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase, which is a weird thing to say, but that's now going to have to be the future.
Yeah.
How many mobile
It
games
is.
are they going to bring out this
I
time
forgot about that.
for Bethesda?
New mobile Fallout
we
game.
have.
Oh god, do you remember
I
when
gotta
they
say
announced
3 to 4.
Battletoads?
And they're going to also have Fallout Mobile. Is there only
Oh,
Fallout
God.
mobile game?
What
There
was
is.
that,
There's the Fallout shelter.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Fallout
but I mean the
Shelter.
full, like, you know, like they have Elder Scrolls.
Oh, like
Blades
if
and that
they bring
bullshit.
Fallout 76 to mobile.
Oh, that would be horrible. Oh, can you imagine if that's a thing? Hey, we now have Fallout 76 on mobile. And then everyone would be like,
And it's like,
Huh?
it runs better. Yeah, this feels correct.
Is Skyrim on mobile yet?
yeah.
They
No, they have
did
Elder
that
Scrolls
already.
Blade.
No, Elder
yeah,
Scrolls, at
they have a shitty... Let's have a look.
Well, they've got Skyrim on.
Which apparently
like,
Todd Howard plays in meetings because he was so excited about that. Yeah,
they've
fuck
got
you.
Skyrim on Google Home, so they might as well bring it
Yeah,
to
you've
mobile as
got
well.
you've got the Elder Scrolls Blades, but that's it.
Okay.
That is it.
Bethesda's really trying to make Skyrim
so yeah,
the new
the-
Doom, isn't it?
But why? No one wants it.
Are we gonna get something new about like the Elder Scrolls?
So-
what was it, 6?
No, but apparently, and this has been filling my Twitter feed for the last couple of days. Starfield. Now, do you remember when they announced Elder Scrolls 6 that they also were like, we're creating a new RP, and all it
The
was
cat
a
with
space
lasagna?
station in space, and it was called Starfield. That was it.
Oh,
They
Star.
just. What did you think?
Did you just hear Garfield?
Yes,
They're making a Garfield
Garfield's
game,
going
yeah.
to space. All the lasagna in the world got put into space, and he's gone after it. That's the.
Did
that's
you just
the
combine
premise.
the plot of Garfield
You
and
think
Wallace
that's
and
not too
Gromit?
stupid for Bethesda?
Yes, the moon is made out of lasagna.
The moon. No, the moon is not made out of lasagna. Mars.
Okay, Mars is made
out
out
of
of
lasagna.
lasagna.
Ah, and then he meets the Doom guy.
Yeah, it's a
I
Garfield
think-
Doom crossover. That's why it's made by.
I'd play.
I mean, I was gonna say I play it too.
I
Time
would
to
too.
die, John. Metal music
so-
playing in the background.
So for the Bethesda side,
Cock shotgun.
apparently, I mean, people have they're rumoring and heavily speculating that Starfield is going to be the main Bethesda game with a release date within the next 8 to 9 months. Like they're convinced it might even come out at the end of this year.
Okay. Starfield before Elder Scrolls 6. Interesting.
I know, right?
Probably.
But they did say Elder Scrolls 6 is really, really far away. Like they did a long time ago. Because remember the old lady who streams Skyrim on YouTube?
Yep.
They've put her as a cameo into Skyrim 6, but they've said you're probably not going to play this lass because it's coming out in many, many years and you'll probably be dead.
Wait, they actually told her that?
Yep. They were like, you'll probably
Wow.
won't see this launch. I don't
Probably
even know
won't
how
play
old
this
she
game,
is,
Grandma.
but she's in the game,
Jesus.
but she won't see the game. So
Did they also kneecap her after they said that?
yeah. So just the day before it launches, she's like, I've almost made it. It's like fucking Todd comes around with a baseball bat that looks like Negan's baseball bat from The Walking Dead and just bludgeons her to death. It's like, I told you this truth, and you won't see it happen.
Or even worse, he comes around like with a few cookies and the fully finished game, and she plays it, and it is so shit that she has a heart attack. God, this is so morbid. I'm so sorry.
I think moving on, do you think Bethesda could do a new Star Trek game?
I said that years ago. I genuinely said that a really long time ago. I was like, I hope Bethesda do a new Star Trek game. No, I think if they're doing Starfield, I think they'll give updates on Fallout 76. I think they'll talk about Starfield to death, because that will probably be their game that's coming out.
But is that
I mean,
really
they
a
might
game
talk about Deathloop, because Deathloop's...
Is it really a game that draws a lot of
yeah.
attention, though, Starfield? Because I completely forgot that it even existed.
Well, they said it's their new IP, and it's their new IP in the last 15 years, so they're kind of milking it. But I don't know. Like I say, the rumors are that it's just all gonna be heavily Starfield, because of course they've also got to fit in the Xbox stuff. Oh, it's a 90-minute showcase, by the way, so it's an hour and a half.
They could show a new Rage game, because I'm pretty sure the Rage copyright thing got updated recently.
Would Avalanche really try a new
Okay.
Rage game after the horrendous success of Rage 2?
I mean,
I was wondering who would want
they
a new
might.
Rage game.
I mean, I played the second game and it played fine. Wasn't anything
But that's
special.
what I mean. You're not coming at it like,
no, but
That's
you
a third
look
one.
at other games which got sequels,
There's
and
been-
they weren't the greatest of games in the first place.
But it's like they took the first Rage game and gave it the colors of the fucking German Telecom and then made it into a game.
I think Halo Infinite will be Xbox bid thing, because of course they've pushed that back to Christmas.
Yeah,
this
no, they
year
definitely
from-
show Halo Infinite.
from launch last year.
How many texture
Ah,
pops are we
fun
gonna see?
story where we fought that last time.
You know what? I think they would have gone away and actually given themselves a kick in the arse, and probably would have actually made the game look a bit better.
They've got Wolfenstein 3 that they could show.
Has that been announced?
It's been
Have, have they
announced, but
said,
it's not been released yet.
Shit, I didn't know they were making it.
And they've got the Untitled Indiana Jones game.
Yeah, like the Star Wars Ubisoft game, that's not coming out for a long time. Like, they've only just probably...
Why do they have to
'cause
wait
they had
George
to wait
Lucas up?
Lucas... Well, they had to wait for the license under EA for Star Wars to give up before they could go, right, so we're creating Lucasfilm games. Now all these people can go off and make Lucasfilm titles.
They've
know
also
what
got a
they're gonna do.
mobile Commander Keen game.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, that's also. a
They're
thing.
probably just going to show the release date for that, is what I'm saying.
Is that not out?
No.
Wait, is that the mobile game that was mentioned?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like last 2 years
I
ago?
don't know.
yeah. Commander Keen, yeah.
Because I think people were very angry at that.
That was the one. That was the one with the moth.
The
I mean, that was like almost so long ago that a lot of people didn't really know about. Well, whatever. But what I was gonna say is like, yeah, Bethesda. I mean, they have their few hard hitters, I suppose, but a lot of their hard hitters have just either come out recently or they said like, oh yeah, that's still 7 years off or some shit. So yeah, I don't know what. I think also Bethesda has a similar Ubisoft problem. They don't really have much here that we can think of, and that already has pre-existing hype for it. I think it's a similar scenario. What
I
is
think
there that's
Microsoft, the thing is, Microsoft has had really good conferences the last couple of years. Like they have. I remember 2019. That was everyone's favorite conference because it kind of just blew us away with all the shit in it. Also, I know we're going to piss off some people if we don't mention Elden Ring. Do you think Elden Ring is coming out this year?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
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 23 is what my guess.
I also still don't know what to expect from that thing. Are they trying to make it?
See, I thought it was going to be a bit like Skyrim, but it's not. Apparently, it's going to be like Dark Souls or something.
Yeah, that's but no, they're working with
I
the
mean,
same.
yeah,
yeah.
it's
I mean, it's that. But my question is it really gonna be like that, or are they just gonna focus on the story writing aspect? Because, I mean, when it comes to those Souls games, they're not necessarily like fully. They're those games aren't really slouches when it comes to lore and backstory writing and stuff as well. There's a lot of interesting stuff for people to discover if they can play through the shitty, outdated gameplay that those games have. Because that's what it feels like to me. And all the boss grinding, which basically, with my ADHD, by the time a boss fight is like I'm halfway through it, I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm bored, and then the boss kills me because I'm bored. Those games don't work for me. I just get bored of them.
Yeah, they have an interesting prospect here, right? Because while there is, as you mentioned, a lot of lore in like the Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, whatever games, they're not very narrative-focused games, right? The story's there, but it's not being told in a fashion that you would usually experience. So maybe that's something they could be going here on with Elden, if they do show it, which I doubt they will.
What I'm thinking is, if we get something Elden Ring related, it's gonna raise more questions than it's gonna solve.
Agreed.
If
I
we
think
get
it's gonna
something
be a bit
Elden
of a
Ring,
Destiny
it's gonna be another teaser like, hey, this still exists, we're still working on this. But we're not gonna get anything explaining what the gameplay is gonna be like. Is this gonna be a Souls-like? Is this gonna be more of like an open world type of thing? Is this gonna be more of a narrative-based game that doesn't have to focus as much on like, oh, you died again, ha ha ha, that bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's very lazy marketing, because you're basically just baiting with people that are already part of your fan base. You're just selling the name, and I can never get behind that. But I see why they would be doing it.
Yeah, and they probably will be doing that. But when people are going, oh my god, Elden Ring, it's happening. It's like, no.
No, it's not.
You know what's really weird when people go, oh, this game's coming out. Do people forget how long it takes to make a game? Like, making a game takes really long, guys, and a lot of effort. And making games is a pain in the ass.
And Corona
like
happened.
some people forget.
It definitely is a pain in the ass.
Exactly.
Yep.
Connor should know.
I should know.
So, yeah, when people are like,
they're also
Elden Ring,
probably
it's like,
working with smaller groups every now and then, with the fact that there's probably people who've gotten sick and stuff. And maybe even people who died.
I feel like even if you thought Elden Ring in a normal world would come out within the next 12 months, I can guarantee you COVID has delayed it at least a minimum of 18 to 24 months. Minimum. Like, this has really put a spanner in the works for a lot of game development. Like, I'm still surprised that we even got games such as The Last of Us and Marvel Spider-Man last year because of the way that the world was.
And with that combination, with the fact that we're talking about Elden Ring, and then we also had the fact that we talked about Starfield and stuff, and there's like new IPs and shit, so that means that there's no openness for like any other new IPs, to be honest. It's that basically, that is saturated. There is not going to be anything new IP. I don't think there could be anything Fallout related this year. And if it is, it's probably some stupid mobile game.
Fallout needs to breathe for like the next 3 or 4 years minimum. Because we had 4, and 4 was
Till all the toxic waste goes out.
Yeah, until all the toxic waste goes out. And then 76 was interesting, to
The
say
toxic
least.
waste.
If you have not seen the Internet Historian's video, go watch it. It's a fucking laugh.
But I'm saying this again because it remains to be said. Fallout 76, all they had to do was make another Fallout 4, but make it so that you could play the game with your friends and have like your base and stuff. They didn't needed to make it like online where you can just be with everyone, but they needed to make it like online, like in Minecraft with like servers and stuff, that you can have your own server and you can have your friends.
I think the downfall of a lot of games is them making it always online. Like a lot of games that are always online are just not very enjoyable.
I think the last Assassin's Creed to have online was Unity. Then they scrapped that because they were like, it doesn't do well. Why are we doing this? Like,
but it also, these ideas are not so compatible with the whole online, because a lot of what makes online popular is like a lot of the fact that people can have like a quick match in a lot of games that are online. Like a lot of games that are online just are about like matches and quick stuff. and they
Yeah,
basically
just
have
dropping
like
it.
instant gratification. Whereas a game like a Fallout or something is something that takes more time. It is. If
Slow
you're
burn.
gonna make it something like an MMORPG, okay, then you have the people that spent their lives living in those games. But then you need way more than, and then you can't have a game that doesn't have any NPCs. That was the biggest problem to begin with. I feel like something like that. The fact that well, it's another thing. It's I don't think they're gonna use the IP quickly, and I think they're still. Is there still a roadmap for 76, or did they finally finish that?
No, I have no clue.
Because I think they could still be on the roadmap to adding more bullshit.
The
to
last
that.
thing I remember about the roadmap was when they showed it at that E3. Like that was.
No, that's a good
AMA
question.
in March.
Okay, first question: did they finish the roadmap they had laid out? Second question: is the game popular enough, some fucking how, to make roadmap part 2 with more bullshit coming to the game?
Okay, so yeah, there is 2020. There is a roadmap currently, which
it
says
finished?
spring, summer, fall, and winter. And the winter one comes with alien stuff by the looks of it.
Aliens?
Yeah, aliens. So they are still adding to it, clearly, and they do have a roadmap. And nothing on this current roadmap looks anything like the old roadmap. I have the old roadmap in front of me.
So you're saying they're already on a second roadmap despite the game?
Oh, this is for 2019, so this is way, way old.
Are we really
completely
surprised?
wrong, or are more people playing this game than we think?
No, we're not.
Are more people playing
Just-
this game than we think? That's my question.
No, but the ones that
It's
do
Fallout
play it are
76
very
on
lucrative.
Steam. No.
Oh,
Fallout
whales, like they
76
call
is on
them.
Steam.
Like, hey, here, you're a whale now.
Let's
Give us
hook
money.
ourselves some whale meat.
Yeah, give us a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. Because there's no
Don't
stats
pressure
for Fallout
me.
76. There's no Fallout 76 stats on Steam, which is the only place I can find stats. 76.
You see a professional at work, ladies and gentlemen. We're putting the entire effort of this group.
Now he looks like
into
a
what
fucking
we do.
hacker from Anonymous.
Yeah,
Griff was like in the
Steam- oh,
dark. He
I-
looked like a hacker.
he's
from
like,
Anonymous.
yeah, he's hacking away at his
I'm a
keyboard.
hacker from a 2003 movie.
Yeah, only the light of the screen's illuminating his face. It's gorgeous.
So, in the last 24 hours on Steam, Fallout 76 had a player spike, had a player peak of 6,777 people. In the playing an hour ago, there were 5,442 people. All-time peak. Let's do the last year. Yeah, so the highest peak was in May of last year with 32,858 players, and that has steadily declined to the 6,000 that play today. So it does have people, but
Now, how does that stack against something mildly popular?
well,
Let's
Fallout
pick something we
4,
don't-
Fallout 4 today, a game that came out millions of years ago and is a single player game. So
Yeah.
it had a peak today of 16,000 people, and currently at this very second,
So it's like 3 times the amount.
15,751 players are playing it. So come on,
So yeah, it's like 3 times
that
the amount.
single player game has still got more players than 76. Again,
that's a good-
this is only Steam
point.
numbers. I don't know about consoles, but
I think that's enough of
Well,
Bethesda anyway.
Likely similar.
so
I think that's
yeah,
enough
let's-
Bethesda, so what's next?
Last
Rest
question.
of
Last
Microsoft,
question.
isn't it?
Do you think they have do you think that they're so out of it and so out of touch with this world that they're gonna show that stupid fucking roadmap that you just had, like again, like, hey, Fallout 76 is still a game. We still have
Probably,
stuff coming in the future.
They'll also
Like an
probably
I think
talk
they
about
will.
Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, they will.
They
Absolutely.
probably will. Oh yeah, Elder
Because
Scrolls.
that's
Elder Scrolls
you
Online.
gotta-
Yes, there's. July. That came out. That
The
comes
thing
out in
is, you
July.
gotta
like,
remember-
the next
Yeah,
thing
so
there. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta remember that those conferences and those state of plays and those show talks are not only for the end consumer. Especially with companies like Bethesda, they are also doing this for their shareholders. So they will absolutely show their
absolutely.
ways to make a profit, and that is definitely a roadmap for something like Fallout 76. As stupid as it sounds to someone
probably.
who played the game.
So.
On that
Anyway,
depressing note,
concept
Microsoft.
about Bethesda and Xbox. So we can talk about PC Gaming Show, or we can just scroll on ahead to EA Play. I don't know what anybody's
I
feeling.
don't
mean,
think
PC
anyone
Gaming
here
Show is-
cares for PC One.
What do you mean? It's great, Connor. It's what Planet Zoo was broadcasted on at E3 many years ago now.
Okay, they could do a new Planet game then.
No, they're not going to do that.
Planet.
In fairness,
Planet
apparently Frontier
Earth.
are working on the next Jurassic World Park builder game. That's the theory. That's like the theory out in the ocean.
They just do a Planet Earth and it's just a world sandbox game.
To be honest, I just want them to
Yeah.
make
Earth.
Planet Zoo Jurassic Park
Yeah.
or something. Like, that's all I'm fucking asking for. It's not that hard.
So Planet Dinosaur.
Which is very specific to this guy who loves planning games and who loves dinosaurs. This game was just made for him.
Sorry, I'm getting an erection. It's lovely.
Please.
But yeah, no,
Oh, shit.
let's move on
Get
to EA
down.
Play then.
Chris Dusk is coming up.
So, I guess we'll
Ooh,
briefly,
wow.
and I say briefly
This
because...
is quite a magic trick.
Jesus, Griff. That's the biggest.
Ah! It's split in half! So I guess we'll briefly talk about EA Play. But the thing about EA
what she
Play
said.
is... EA Play is happening in July 22nd. It is way over a month and a half away. Like, this is really far away. But this is
Skate 4
technically
confirmed.
their E3 showcase. So the rumors currently are Battlefield 6, Sims 5, and maybe a little bit more information on Dragon Age 4 and Mass Effect 5. And, of course, the usual MacGuffins
Skate
of
4.
sweaty people
The sports.
kicking balls.
Skate 4.
I do think Sims 5.
Wait,
Do you?
Yeah, because they have already announced that they're making it.
Yes, I think they've said that, like, the engine with Sims 5 is out and we're making it, yeah.
I've heard a lot of rumors about
But I don't
people
think this will
that
be
were
their main
bigger
headline.
in the Sims community
No.
were kind of like questioned somewhere throughout the year about like what they'd want to see.
I did see a survey about that, and I think I did participate in it, but I can't remember.
Yeah, me too. I think they might go Jedi Fallen Order.
They could
I
do,
think they
yeah.
might turn around and go,
Hey.
ooh, part 2.
I've been saying this since the beginning of this EA thing. You know what they said last year, right? Or what they actually showed that they were going to start working on. They didn't show much about it. They just confirmed it. They said Skate 4. Remember?
Did
That was, a
they?
thing. That was 2 years ago, I
EA
think now.
Play 2020.
Or was it last year?
I don't.
I think Skate 4 was confirmed that they were going to do it.
Hold on.
But I don't think
Last
anything
year
is-
they talked about Apex to the Switch.
Oh, they could be showing off some new Apex
Need
stuff.
for Speed, Star Wars Squadrons. Oh, and then it was Star Wars Squadrons. That was it. That was their EA Play last year.
Wait, what?
Then it was 2 years ago.
That was
I
it.
don't know what it was.
You know how on YouTube you get to see like the highlights or clips or markers of where shit was. So it literally was Apex on Switch, The Sims 4 on Steam, Need for Speed, World of Random. I don't know what that is. I'm going to briefly open another tab, and then they just talked about
Sounds random to
Star
me.
Wars Squadrons for 10 minutes, and then they ended it.
Wow.
I do think they could announce something to do with Apex.
Wait. Here it said though,
of course they will.
like from what I said earlier, EA has now announced that it's formed the new studio Full Circle. I don't know for a moment that was to handle development of the next Skate game. The Canadian studio is hiring up for a lot of roles. We presume that the development is still early on, but when was this from? This article? Well, that's from 4 months ago, so it's probably. I mean, I don't think they have much then. I suppose. It's in development.
I think EA have a lot of things kind of brewing right now. But I don't know. It doesn't sound like there could be something major this year.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like EA might be one of the... I don't want to say losers of E3, but the ones that are actually taking a step back.
I mean, does EA ever win E3 though?
The big players in the pit. Oh. But
yeah, they're not doing.
Currently, we have.
They're not doing E3. They're doing it a month and a bit later.
Firstly, that, and also currently, this is the year after the consoles release, so everyone will be focusing on, hey, well, what are those consoles offering? What exclusives are they going to do, and what new features will the consoles in general have? And EA is, in general, not one that goes with exclusives. So they're kind of profiting off the whole market right now anyway. So it could very well be that they just take a step back, release their usual stuff, and hope that it does well.
Yeah,
it's kind of depressing that you have to say that they release their usual stuff. Jesus. Yeah, get your shit together.
Yeah.
I was also going to say something that we forgot. With the whole Bethesda thing, we kind of forgot that Deathloop is also almost coming out, so they may just like show like, hey, this game's almost out.
No, sorry, I did mention that, but I think it got lost in the sea of
good
complaining about Bethesda and overexposing certain IPs. But yeah, I do think they'll talk about Deathloop, but Deathloop's one of those games where I think it's constantly being delayed. It's just like, okay, get it out now.
Do you think EA are going to release a new Titanfall?
Yeah, but it seems closer to release.
New Titanfall.
That is a rumor.
Okay.
That is a rumor that they might be making a Titanfall 3.
Because they've just announced Valkyrie for Apex, and
I was going to say
it is very heavily tied in.
Heavily on Titanfall lore. I mean, I know it's a Titanfall game, but recently, like you say, Connor, their recent season and Hero are extremely heavy in Titanfall lore. So I think, I think maybe it does look like they could be building up to maybe a new Titanfall game, which is sexy. All for,
I mean, you don't know what's going to happen there, because with the first one, they had the complaint that there was no story. Then they did a campaign, and Barry really liked that campaign, and I think there's a lot of people who like that campaign.
I mean, people say it's one of the best campaigns for first-person
So a lot of people really like Titanfall 2, so if they're going to make a new game, that could be a chance. It was a well-liked game. I think it's also...
Well-liked and well-loved.
Well-liked and well-loved is what Barry yelled. But I think it was also something that was that probably sold pretty well. So I think they may want to milk that.
Titanfall 2, yeah. It sold pretty well because 1 was exclusively Xbox, but then 2 came to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox as well. It did expand to a different set of
There's somebody standing next
people,
to me.
But
what is it now?
I was going to say about the Titanfall thing.
Yeah, about Titanfall, yeah.
That originally it didn't sell well.
In the first one.
No, the first one and the second one, they came out.
So the second one also didn't sell well in the beginning.
The second one didn't sell well because EA released it in between
Oh.
Call of Duty and Battlefield at
Oh.
the same time.
That is a good thing, yeah.
However,
well, that was their idiot move.
Boom, and they decided to release.
So it got a boom afterwards.
Yeah, they were like, okay, we're going to release this now on Steam, and they got so many sales.
So a lot of sales were Steam sales.
And, like,
I think I remember that.
It's a good story.
In professional circles, we call such a release a sandwich release.
Why does that sound so dirty with a German-ish accent this time? And sandwich release, yeah.
A sandwich release.
I think in terms of Dragon Age
Let's
4
never
and
speak of
Mass
this
Effect
again.
5, I feel like people need to just they need to reevaluate, because like Weird said, there's a lot going on, but I just don't think that there's enough to be like, wow, games. Like, I don't think there is enough for that currently.
Yeah, I think a lot of it will be like, hey, this will come in the distant future. I think we will have a lot of that, because
I think they'll do the traditional EA thing where they'll be like, here's a game render, and they talk over it, and then it's over. They've done that a lot. Because, like, I know some people do it, but EA do it the most.
all the things...
I'm gonna have a curveball.
They did it with Anthem.
I've got a curveball idea. A new Need for Speed.
They did one last
They
year.
didn't. It was 2019. Last one was.
I have
What,
Heat
Need for
here.
Speed Heat?
Yeah, that was 2019. Because they did one 2015, then 2017, then 2019. So I think they're gonna do a new one for this year too.
Could be. But it's also that would also be the initial.
It seems like one of those things they would release.
If they don't release it this year, they're going to announce it.
Probably not.
Is what my thoughts are.
Most of this, I think everything they're going to do is mainly announce stuff, because from what we said, if we have The Sims 5, they're probably going to, well, if they do The Sims 5, they're probably going to also show something about The Sims 4, like some more DLC or something, and then also talk about The Sims 5, but then that's going to be like the initial, like, look at, hey, we're going to be working on releasing this game somewhere in like 2 to 3 years or some bullshit, and then they're also going to talk about like other stuff, but anything they could talk about is probably it's the initial time they show it, like the first time they show it, which means that it's all still far off, because they don't have don't have much that we know they're working on.
There is perhaps one thing we are neglecting up until this point. What about the EA Originals program? Indie games published by EA.
That's true.
That has become a bit of a thing for the last 2 years, though I have no idea what's on their roadmap.
What was it called? EA Originals.
Classic
Well,
oxymoron.
they could show some
Well,
stuff.
they only so they do have a game released, which is the game that I just saw, which is Lost in Random, which is an EA original title. But I fully don't even remember this being there. But in fairness, what's it? It's a Tim Burton-esque game, and that's really kind of all there is. It's very much got the style
Which means it's
of
both
something like
fucked up
It
and
Takes
cute.
Two, which also came out this year.
Maybe a DLC for It Takes Two.
Maybe.
Could be.
I don't know if the developer is a bit of a DLC guy, but yeah, I do think that could be a hypothesis.
Oh, he should just put like the
it
people
sold
from
so well.
A Way Out as playable characters into It Takes Two. I'd pay good money to play that.
Oh, I can't.
Or the other way round. The characters from It Takes Two put into
Yes.
A Way Out.
Yes.
But not the doll
Those do
but
in
not
prison.
not the doll versions, just the people, and they shoot them.
I mean, another thing,
We're in
since
prison because we fought over our divorce.
they're already working on like a Dragon Age thing, we also don't know that there's probably nothing going in the Mass Effect direction at that point, I suppose. I think.
Yeah.
That would make no sense.
Then again, they just released
Because I've made this comparison
remasters.
before.
All good grounds for something.
Do you think they might do a sequel to Faye? Just the FE?
No.
Ooh,
That game was fun.
I don't
but
think
it
that game
wasn't-
sold that well.
was
It
fun, though.
never really got the boom that a lot of other games do get. But it did still look like a fun game to play.
It was a fun game to play, but I don't think it's sold enough to actually have like a sequel, unless the people that worked on that work on a sequel and they say like, okay, it's fine, we'll release that. Something, I don't know how that works, but
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah,
seems with EA we really got a wild card on our hands this year. It's
I think
I was gonna say,
EA
the
They
EA
might do something
originals-
really
I
cool
think
or
the EA
something really
originals-
boring.
they're definitely going to throw us off with something, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be a massive.
God, I sure hope our voice I'm going to fall asleep.
I mean, Battlefield 6 is going to be there. Like, they're fully like, Battlefield 6 is going to be a thing this year. So that's going to happen. And that probably will be the game that they focus on the most. But I think it will
I'm going to fall
come to the
asleep.
end of the conference and they'll go, yes, Sims 5, we're doing it. Dragon Age 4, we're doing it. Mass Effect, but it won't be Mass Effect, 20 minutes. Sims 5, 40 minutes. Like, they're not going to do that. I don't think
No.
that's this year. That could be next year. But
they're probably gonna announce a lot of stuff, but they must have something as well that they want to show off. And maybe it's more in the indie direction that they have something. But yeah, we don't know what they're actually working
I wouldn't
on.
mind
We don't
that.
know anything. And I know there's probably like also like I said, Skate was announced, but I think that was even 2 years ago that they said, yeah, we're gonna work on this. But the article that I read was like 4 months, only 4 months old, and that article actually said like, oh yeah, they're in early stages of development, so they can't show off much for that. They may just like try to hype it up a bit that they're working on it, try to keep the meme going, maybe that. But like most of the games that they have is probably gonna be that like, hey, you can buy this game in like 2 to 3 years. But we're still working on
oh,
that.
hi, Mom.
I don't think they're going to
Alright.
show us much that
Tigers,
is
Mom.
done or close
Good
to being
night, Jen.
done. I don't think EA
They've
has
been out,
much
they've had
in
a
the way of
social
like
life.
something that releases this year, or even early next year. I don't think they have much. I think they have a lot of Dead Space to fill up.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's enough
Ha,
speculating
Dead
about
Space.
EA. Let's. Nice. Oh, new Dead Space. EA, new Dead
New
Space.
Dead Space.
Somebody got that joke.
Like a dream.
Anyway, so the next one. So the next two don't have dates or times, but are confirmed to have conferences. at some
Wait a
point
second.
in E3. What?
We said Dead
Prime
Space.
just got
and we
some
were like,
psychic powers.
ha ha ha, Dead Space. What about a remaster of the collection of Dead Space?
That, would be
That
pretty
seems
hard.
likely. That could happen somewhere in the near future,
It could happen, yeah.
or that they're even already
Yeah, with
working.
the-
I mean, I feel
the
like they
release
do it with
of,
Mass Effect because
uh,
they knew that they were going to do Mass Effect 5. But
Yeah.
hey, Dead Space, cool. I mean, although it is on EA Play now, and EA Play is on Game Pass. So
Yeah, but like I said a remaster of the first 3 games, which wouldn't be like a huge announcement, but it would be an announcement that they would have. I don't think that would be like top, like, ooh, here. They wouldn't. That wouldn't register as much as a Mass Effect 5, but it would be like, yeah, we haven't done a remaster of this game. You can buy like the fucking the Legendary Edition or whatever.
But yeah, maybe they will. That would be pretty. That would be pretty sexy if they did.
Sexy.
Sexy.
Anyway, moving on to the next thing.
So the next thing, so like I said,
Dead Space, no.
two conferences left, showcases, are unannounced, are announced to be there, but with no dates or times. So number 1 is Square Enix.
Oh,
Now Square Enix,
Oh boy.
their last conference, which was 2019, and it was so late. Oh god, it was so late.
And it was so boring.
So tired.
Remember when we all got
Such a
excited about
disappointment.
Avengers?
don't even try.
This year,
To be
This
fair,
year
we
they've
played
got-
that game and it played well.
It did play well, and then they fucked it.
And I was expecting it to be something like the Spider-Man game, but then with multiple characters.
Yeah.
But that's not what we
Well,
got.
you know Spider-Man
and
still
that's
hasn't
our
come out
downfall.
on it. Spider-Man still hasn't come out on Avengers yet. I remember that's like a Sony exclusive. That's for PlayStation only.
Can somebody take that license away from like Square Enix and give it to what was it? Was it Sucker Punch that made the Spider-Man game?
Can someone take Spider-Man away from Sony and give it back
Yep.
to Marvel? Jesus. But then we wouldn't get into the Spider-Verse. So actually, hold on. So basically, Square Enix currently the only thing that we know that's coming out is Life is Strange: True Colors. And that's
Oh,
it.
yeah, I forgot about that game.
What about Final Fantasy 16? We don't have a release date for that yet, but that's been quite
No.
largely
That's
announced.
true. That was at the PlayStation Experience last year.
How many times did 15? How many years did 15 take to come out?
That's true.
Don't you even dare. It wasn't even called 15 when they started developing it.
What was it
They
called when it
completely
was
changed the
first
game.
announced?
It was called Versus 13.
What was its first name? Versus
What,
13.
Final Fantasy 15.
Is it a
Yeah, Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Oh.
Well, they
It
could
was
announce
completely
something
different.
new
The
to do with Final
trailers were different.
Fantasy.
There were different characters. There was an entire demo on PlayStation that had
Well, we-
nothing to do with the main game.
Wait, is that demo that you follow the fox around?
Yeah.
That
Well,
sounds like Ghost
Yeah,
of
that's the
Tsushima.
one I played.
The fox called Carbuncle, and the only thing that's still in there are the locations and the fox. And not even all the
Wow,
locations.
that demo really...
To be fair, Carbuncle is a staple in Final Fantasy games, so it's not even special that it's
Yeah.
still in there. So whatever.
Oh, sorry, yeah, so we have got True Colors,
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy
Yay!
16, and the game Forspoken, which is the game that we thought was another Final Fantasy game, but it's not. It's just
Oh.
about a person. I
I'm
read
gonna-
an article about it recently.
I'm gonna also in the meantime I'm gonna do the thing that Connor did with Just Dance. Final Fantasy 14 DLC.
Oh.
It's gonna be announced. Or they're gonna talk about that. I'm not sure that.
Another VR fishing game for Final Fantasy.
I hope they do the
I mean, they
Quiet
always
Man
have that
too.
DLC.
They could do a new Chocobo
Quieter
game.
Man.
Because they sometimes do the Chocobo games.
The Quieter Man.
We're also gonna see Avengers DLC bullshit probably.
They could announce
Probably.
something to do with Dragon Quest as well, like
Yeah,
new
I
Dragon
don't
Quest
think-
Builders game.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to announce anything new. I think it'll all be because also they're going to talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, which is the PlayStation 5 Xbox Series X upgrade, which also comes with additional content. I don't know from what character. What character is it?
Sorry, what was
It's
the
a
question?
lady who looks like she's got the Final Fantasy VII Remake PlayStation
Oh,
5
Yuffie.
upgrade.
Yeah.
Wow, you both said that at the same time on my Discord, and that really fucking freaked me out. That never happened. That was really fucking scary. But yeah, so they might talk about that because I think that comes out just after E3.
Could we see a trailer for the next part?
Well, that's probably what a lot of people are hoping.
Maybe
for,
as a
and also
closer.
you'd hope that they're doing that.
Probably a very short
because,
stinger
you know,
though. That doesn't say much.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
they
feel like
shot
they
some
will
of
do
their
that.
loads prematurely already. They had the Outriders game which came out like recently, and they had Near Replicant which came out. But I do
I was
think
going to
that
say
means
to do
that
with Nier.
I think Outriders probably gonna get DLC or something. That came out recently. They're probably gonna want to
Isn't
milk more. out of
Outriders
it.
shit? Isn't that like really, really, really?
Kingdom Hearts 3.2 is an update that they're going to do for PS5. I'm throwing that out there.
Really? 2 years later? Oh.
I mean, they need to.
Maybe.
They should probably put it on PS5 soon anyway.
Is there a Dragon Quest mobile game? Because otherwise, I feel like that
That's
maybe.
true.
I was thinking a Dragon Quest
Oh,
mobile
for
game as well.
fuck's sake.
Oh no, that was another thing when they did that conference for Avengers, and there was so much Dragon Quest. in there.
Oh, they've got that new game similar to Octopath.
True.
Oh yeah, right. From
Uh,
visual style, you mean? Yeah.
No.
What?
I think
you
I
that.
can't remember what it's called. It's like
Yeah, but
Tri-Path Adventure or something.
it was something stupid. The name was
It's something like
The game looked interesting.
can't
Project
like,
Triangle
like-
Strategy.
See, the gameplay
Project
looked
Triangle Strategy
interesting
was
as
the name
well,
of it.
but I mean,
What about Balan Wonderworld?
What?
Balgag
That game
one.
that came out and everyone hated.
Please don't.
That game.
You mean Super Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey, but shit?
It's not even like Mario Odyssey.
Kind of
It's
looks
like Sonic Heroes, but even worse.
that. Yeah, but they ripped off like the power thing that you can like get
Don't
like
know what
new
the fuck
things
that
that kind
is.
of make it. Look
Oh, I guess, yeah, they did kind of do that, yeah. But they did it so some costumes you can't even jump with. Like
No,
they
okay.
only had 2 buttons that you could use for the costumes. One was attack,
mean,
the other was
try
like a
putting on a
special
costume.
attack.
Try putting on a costume and jump.
Do they have any
For
IPs
example.
they could revive or something like that?
You know the Rise of Mana game?
I was up until. Ooh.
Yeah, but that was already. Wasn't it-
Well, I don't know
Oh yeah,
if
they have a
any
mana game that's
Square
already
Enix
announced.
IPs.
I think.
Yeah, that I was going to mention about that.
Probably gonna talk.
And then
about that.
they've got like Bravely Default and stuff like that.
Such a stupid game title as well.
Up until like a few weeks ago, I was thinking that maybe Donut's gonna show there, but they've
Ooh.
stated that they want to move away from Square Enix for a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
A little bit.
I
right?
doubt they'll be there.
Also, I forget that this is a Japanese company. Like Square Enix is. I forget that that's a thing. So they do a lot of JRPGs.
Griff,
Yeah.
who was the other company that you mentioned that's going to show up at Game Fest?
Game Fest.
Yeah.
Or no, to be announced. This was Square
You
Enix
said there
was
was
to be
another one.
announced. There was another one. That was
Oh,
to be
not a
announced.
Game Fest. You mean the other one that doesn't have a
Set dates for it yet.
Yes.
set date? Is Nintendo. Nintendo hasn't released its date yet.
I mean, they've announced that they're going to be there, though.
So Nintendo skipped E3 showcase last year, but has already confirmed as one of the partners for the E3 2021 schedule. There is no word or time of the date, but what would they talk about? Well, first off, they'll probably talk about Animal Crossing.
Yeah, they could do a new update for that.
Because that's still
Probably.
a game that exists.
Mario Kart 9, never coming out.
You know what? A lot of people have been thinking that because they provided an update for 8, so they're like, oh, is 9 coming? No, that doesn't fucking mean anything.
How does that relate?
There's been a lot of rumours recently about
It
a
is-
Switch
it is
Pro
a
as
very,
well.
It is a very weird thing, right? Because what we got with Super Smash Brothers was actually with Ultimate. It was kind of like an updated version of the game that they released before, but then they did so much more with it. But then if you look at Mario Kart 8, it's a similar situation, but it's on such a smaller scale that it's like, yeah, I think it's not the same, so I think you would need a new game there, to be honest. So I think they may work on it.
So currently, Nintendo's upcoming confirmed roster is Mario Golf,
Yeah.
a letdown.
we knew that.
Legend of Zelda
Wow.
Skyward Sword HD,
I don't think they're going to show too much of that.
Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl,
They're probably going to show something for that.
Oxenfree 2.
Ooh.
Is that Nintendo
yes.
exclusive? Because I remember them showing
No,
that
but
in
it's
one
on
of the
this-
directs.
it's
a
on
Please
couple
this-
months
say
ago.
no.
Oxenfree 2 does seem like it could be cool.
Pokemon Legends.
For the love of God,
on
please
that
say no.
looks-
Oh, Pokemon, the Arceus Legends or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Splatoon 3. I think Splatoon 3 will be
I
there,
do
like-
think they're going to show that, because that's already got
Well, no, they will.
release date next year.
I'm
The
betting
Pokemon
now
Arceus,
they will start
they're-
a trailer with like an ink splash somewhere.
Yeah.
Because they're predictable.
Pokemon
fucks.
Arceus, they've got the release date for, I think, either January or
course.
February next year.
And of course, Bayonetta 3.
Yes.
I'm skipping some of these, the ones that we won't know. Metroid Prime 4.
Which ones are you skipping?
And once. Sorry, do you know Yoki Watch 4?
Yokai Watch, yes.
Nerd. And Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel. Now,
Yes.
I hope Metroid Prime 4 is there.
I hope
'cause
it
good
is too.
fucking god.
Hmm.
I don't think.
I
Breath of the
don't
Wild
think
will be
Metroid
there.
Prime 4 is going to be there, only because they did actually have to restart the entire production for it.
Oh yes, they did.
Yeah.
So unless they show like
don't
a
think it
very,
will be
very
there.
early gameplay of it, or just like a trailer or something, then I don't think it's going to be shown.
Maybe a new Fire Emblem.
The thing is, if they show something, it will be something completely unsubstantial. Like, again, the logo,
Yeah.
slightly different.
Bayonetta 3, I
I
think,
actually
could show up.
expect that.
I think Bayonetta 3 might
I-
show up. Just a trailer for it, but no release date or anything.
No.
I do not think I would actually put a huge chunk of money down that Breath of the Wild will not be there. I think it might go. They'll go.
I'll hold that bet.
Still going.
I'll hold that bet as well. I think they're
they
going
will
to show
show
a little
something.
bit of Breath of the Wild 2. Only because,
Yeah,
if you look at the
because
first
it's their
game,
front runner.
the first game, they showed a lot and they kept delaying it because it was only going to be a Wii U exclusive. It wasn't even going to be on the Switch. But they held it back so it could be on the Switch.
But here's another
So
thing.
I think if they do like announce something to do with the next Switch, like a Switch Pro or whatever it's going to be called, then they are going to show something for Breath of the Wild 2.
That makes sense. But what the other thing is that I think about is
I mean, that makes sense.
yeah, but the other thing that you have with like Breath of the Wild 2, if they don't put it there, they're probably gonna want to just
They might just do their own Nintendo Direct in
That's
July
what I mean.
or something.
So I think my theory is that there's no Breath of the Wild at E3, like none at all, and I think they'll do a completely, almost dedicated direct at some point back end of this year to Breath of the Wild.
I mean, Breath of the Wild, the first Breath of the Wild, most of the showcasing for it was at E3s.
Yeah, but that was back when E3 was normal. This is not a normal E3.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, but hey, I'd love to be proved wrong.
Now I'm just
Like,
wondering
don't
when
get
did
me
Fire
wrong.
Emblem.
You know what?
3 also-
Let's do that bet. Griff says no, I say yes.
I
There
also
will be
say yes.
something with Breath of the Wild.
I feel like
Right.
I might be the only
Either
one.
Breath of the Wild or maybe an update for Hyrule Warriors or whatever that one was.
Oh, Hyrule Warriors, yeah, that comes out in July. That's definitely going to
Yeah, they're probably going to talk about that, definitely. No,
They'll definitely talk about
but
that.
there's the thing. If they're going to talk about that, they're probably going to want to say,
Not Hyrule
like...
Warriors, Skyward Sword.
If they're going to talk about Hyrule Warriors, then they're probably going to need to say, like, okay, we don't have anything for Breath of the Wild or something. Because they can't just show that. And,
What
like,
about
expect people to
Skyward
just
Sword characters in Hyrule Warriors?
Yep, that might be a thing. I think absolutely. Because also, is Hyrule Warriors getting any DLC?
They've got some updates for it coming out.
Okay. Cool.
Something else, Smash Bros. New fighter.
Oh, well, duh.
Obviously.
That's just a given.
But who?
That's like Just Dance.
Yeah, no, it is.
No, but who? But who?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
who
God,
do you think
who?
it could be? I really want the Knight from Hollow Knight in Smash Bros. I think it would just work really well.
Yeah, but isn't he already a trophy? Which is mainly,
I don't know.
for some reason, a problem.
No, because they've had other characters as trophies and yet brought them in. Like Min from ARMS.
Yeah, what about Waluigi? When the fuck are we getting Waluigi?
I do think Waluigi might be like a bonus character that they announced for Smash Bros. It's like the final character that they ever going to put in Smash Ultimate will be Waluigi.
Yeah, because then the universe explodes.
I don't know.
I mean, they got new renders for Waluigi recently.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Wow. I don't know who the next Smash Bros character could be.
So sorry.
They also put Sephiroth in Smash Bros, so I don't think any character is out of limits.
That's what I mean.
The Doom
what about-
guy.
No.
They already put like Joker in from Atlas, right?
They did
Let's
already
put in
Joker.
Vincent from Catherine.
Oh no.
What about Leisure Suit Larry or something, or what the fuck that game's called?
Oh, they would not put Leisure Suit Larry in, no. Definitely not.
Absolutely, yes.
Molest them. He just
Hell
humps
yeah.
the people. New character approaching. Ubisoft executive. Use a surprise hug.
Jeff Keighley in Smash Bros.
What?
I will drown a puppy if that's real.
Okay.
He's being
What
serious.
happened?
I am beast!
2 weeks' time, Jeff Keighley is announced for Smash Bros. Griff, he going into prison.
Oh no, he's going on a run.
Maybe I won't drown a puppy.
To
That's
first kill
maybe
puppy.
maybe drowning a puppy is a bit too much. I'll drown a child.
You'll drown Jeff Keighley.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
Nah. I have something worse planned for him.
Also, like I said, I'm hoping for a new Fire Emblem. It was 2 years ago. The Three Houses came
Oh,
out.
Fire Emblem could be good.
For legal reasons, that's a joke, Jeff Keighley. We're not threatening your life.
Yeah.
I am!
No, Griff.
Jeff?
No, Griff, no.
G off! G off!
Down,
I'm
boy.
coming for you. I need to unfollow you on Twitter because for some reason I have to for gaming you.
Well,
I think maybe a new Mega Man.
I'm trying to think
Like
of a new
game?
Smash Bros character. Literally everyone is in that game.
Well, I
Not
mean,
true.
the tagline is everyone's here.
Maybe Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
what about 2B?
Ooh.
From Nier, maybe.
Ooh. I mean,
What about Lady Dimitrescu?
Well, Sebastian just got turned on. Oh, okay. Yes, a Resident Evil crossover with Smash Bros.
no, they should just put Ethan Winters, like a guy without a head and a lot of cuts on his arm.
What about a Fall Guy?
Oh, a Fall Guy. I like.
And he just like
Even though
stumbles
it's not
over
on
the
the
opponents.
It's not even on the fucking Switch, which is shocking. I can't believe it's
Is it not on the Switch? yet?
Oh,
Ah, they could announce it for Switch and say that it's also in Smash Bros. At the same time.
Yeah.
or did they already announce that it was coming to the Switch?
I don't know.
They did.
Oh, I guess not then.
It just has a release date this year.
They could show that then. They could just be like, hey, this is the actual release date.
Remember Fall Guys?
The game that we played for like 2 weeks and then never touched again.
Yep. Can't even remember what my fucking hours are in the game.
No, me neither.
I actually played the game once, actually, to be honest.
I never did.
Can I find my hours? I know I've got more hours on Steam than I have PlayStation.
See, those type of party games are just a thing that I only like to play with friends. So
It's 19 hours. That is more than I thought. But one of my
Jesus.
mates is like 68. LZS 68. Like, that's the most. 68, then 40, then Connor's 28.
Okay, that's more than I thought.
And then it dwindles down to like 5, 18 minutes. So, yes, okay, Fall Guys. And that is... Well, that is technically E3, but...
We can look at individual franchises like Capcom, Blizzard, so on.
Well, actually, I was about to say Sony.
Oh.
So I know they've had their Horizon State of Play.
yeah.
But do we think... Because they did their PlayStation 5
mean-
reveal late August.
I think they are going to show a couple things.
I think they'll just have a
Yeah,
big
this
State
is
of
their
Play
time to
after
shine. This is their time.
I think
And
Xbox
can
this
I just be the
generation is
first one to
being
say God
kind of
of War?
forgotten. And so Sony kind of needs to make it so they're
Well-
not also forgotten.
Oh, God of War, blimey.
I think God of War would still
Oh.
be a very, very early
I
stages.
feel like God of... Yeah, me too. I feel like if God of War was going to come out, they would have announced it. Like, this year, they would have announced it by now.
Yeah.
Or at least they will have a presence in June to announce it. Like, I don't feel like
No.
we can be at this stage in the year
When I
and
think
then
about
not
it,
be
I
like
think
a,
they may have been working on
Game.
God of War 2 longer than we think, but I don't think it's going to release this year.
Yeah, but not as long as... But not long enough for it to be like... Now. You know? Like, when people...
Yeah,
I remember
definitely
when
not now,
everyone
but I
was
feel like
God
we'll
of War for
see something.
2021. No.
No,
Yeah,
definitely.
no,
but
I agree with that.
remember last time we got a logo. I feel like this is their time to actually show off what their new console could do. And I feel like I keep saying God of War might be
Well,
a pretty good
Works.
candidate to do that.
It does work.
God of
because it is
5?
Ragnarok. Right?
God of 4 plus 1?
I'm trying to think if there's a Sony thing that's been announced that could be like...
Let's be real here. Naughty Dog?
Nothing. That's the thing. I feel like Naughty Dog and not... Oh, shit.
The
yeah,
online
I've got
for
that Last of Us
Last of Us 2.
remake. Yes, and factions.
Phew.
I mean, I'd like that to be
But
announced.
remember,
fairly
Naughty
soon.
Dog is currently split into 2 teams.
Yeah.
That's also
That is
true.
true.
One
They are working on
supposedly
something.
working on this Last of Us remake. But apparently... No, but apparently, so Nerdy Druckmann, thanks brain, Neil Druckmann
Naughty
was on
Dog.
a podcast recently. My brain genuinely is having a meltdown. It's
Naughty
11:30, and my brain is dying. It was hot for the
does the
first
word
time in the
nerdy
UK today, and I've just turned into paste.
So yes, Nerdy Druckmann, what's he say?
Oh, understood. Naughty.
So recently he was on a podcast and he spoke about The Last of Us Part 2. And he talked about like scripting it and putting it all together and blah, blah, blah. And he said, well, currently at this time, we don't have anything on the table. They're kind of taking a break and they're waiting to see what their next project is.
So that's what Naughty Dog Man said?
Either Naughty Dog will be there to announce the online of whatever the fuck they're currently trying to create, whether it be The Last of Us or something else.
Uncharted, maybe?
Or the remake. Well, it could be. Well, Uncharted 4 has a multiplayer. That does have a multiplayer.
No, I'm thinking maybe Uncharted 5, though.
No, they're not going to do Uncharted 5. I don't think they'll ever touch Uncharted again. Like, genuinely, I think
I
they'll
feel like
walk
they
away from
would
that.
touch
They
Uncharted, but not
finished
in
it,
the
I
way
think.
of Uncharted 5.
Maybe like how they did Lost Legacy.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And I hope so. Love Lost Legacy. Lost
People
Legacy
are
is a
really calling
fun
for
10-hour game
Sully's
that you
story.
Just kind of get through and it's really... Yes, I also agree
Ooh,
with
yeah,
that.
that would be interesting. That would actually be interesting.
Yeah.
or nothing. But I don't think Naughty Dog is going to be there in the capacity that I think.
But they did leave
be
it
what
open
we'd call
because they
normal.
did, like, when they showed their, like, daughter and stuff, she did seem interested in the shit that she could find there. So they'd almost said it like, hey, maybe there's a new generation of fucking treasure hunters. Which is...
Yeah, I think Nathan's done that.
What if they just throw a huge curveball and say new Jack and Daxter game?
Time travel.
Yeah, Jack and Daxter with time travel.
Oh, please, yes.
Time travel.
I want Jack and Daxter. That's not Jack 2 or Jack 3.
Or Jack X
I
Combat
just want
Racing.
Jack and Daxter again. Oh god.
Why don't they call it Jack Off? That would be...
No.
Hey kids, here's a fun little game about like this cool dude and his furry friend. Let's call it Jack Off.
No, I think they might show something to do with Last of Us Part 2.
Perfect. Thank you, Neil
Of
Druckmann.
course, they will probably show something about Horizon Zero Dawn, which still doesn't have a release date. That game is still apparently coming out this year, and it still doesn't have a release date.
Then we'll
Concerning?
see a release date then.
Neil Drugs Man.
Yeah, hopefully, if they do that and there is nothing for Horizon, then that game is not coming out this year. They have a Gran Turismo game coming out this year, but no one cares about that.
Oh, yeah.
What studio? Media Molecule.
What's that?
They could announce their next title because Dreams came out now two years ago. One over a year and a
Oh,
half
yeah,
ago.
that
It
makes
came
sense.
out a while ago, yeah.
Completely forgot about that.
So Media Molecule could turn around because they probably split their team maybe up into two just before Dreams dropped, and they might go, "We're making something else."
Dreams too.
Don't know.
Little
Maybe.
Big Planet 4.
Well, maybe Little Big Planet 4. I don't know. They might have stopped that for a while, like a good while, because 3 was 2014.
I feel like
Wait.
we're ditching quite
By
a
the way,
few
didn't we-
possibilities of new IPs here. I feel like Sony has space for new IPs,
I do too.
especially with the new console generation.
Well, apparently they're now currently 2014 Little Big Planet. Apparently Sony are currently working on the most first-party games they've ever worked on. I think they've got 25
That sounds like
in
new IPs to
development right
me.
now, which is
Yeah, that sounds like they could be.
yes.
happy.
Apparently a huge chunk of them are new IPs. Some are rebooting. There was no. Where was that article? Hold on.
That does seem like
Um,
interesting information that comes in
so,
rather late. But it's an ideal time for it as well, since we're talking about Sony. Also, we forgot something earlier, and I don't want to bring back Broccoli Boy Todd Howard, but wasn't that the last time that they were talking a lot about like these Dungeons and Dragons and like Magic the Gathering IPs on that?
Oh yeah, no, they were going to bring out a D&D game, weren't they?
Yeah, but it's probably not going to. I mean, it would be hard to make like a proper D&D game.
Sony has over 25 first-party games in the works, and nearly half are new IPs. So there are likely 10 to 12 brand new PlayStation IPs are currently awaiting to be announced.
Okay, my guess is we'll see at least 6 of these new IPs
Yeah.
at a State of Play.
I feel
If
like
they
we
do,
should
like,
be
a
writing
massive
down
state of play,
everyone's
not like a
predictions
one-off?
here.
Come back.
My prediction
I'll
is just
listen to this again
6
and I'll write everyone's predictions down, Connor. It's my
Yeah,
job
because
and
normally we do
fucking
this, then we
loser.
watch all the shit, and then we do like an after show, like how did we enjoy this shit, and then we talk about our predictions and how they panned out. So yes, it would be definitely something we need to remember.
Do you think Back 4 Blood's going to be shown? The Left 4 Dead spin-off thing?
Oh, yes. Because that's coming out this year.
Yeah.
I have a prediction to make. Griff is going to have a nervous breakdown trying to remember all the things we said.
Damn.
I will have somewhat of a stressy moment trying to get this all planned out yet and getting everyone there at the same time.
Something I didn't mention when we were on about Nintendo. New Yoshi
I
game.
love E3. Oh,
Because
about
last
Kirby?
one was the crafted one.
That was true.
My brain didn't really understand what you said and went to Neo Yoshi game.
Neo
I was
Yoshi.
like, what the fuck? Like Yoshi in like neon Tokyo downtown.
Yeah, no, it's just going to be like a cyberpunk Yoshi.
It's like Yoshi versus the Yakuza.
Damn.
Like, you want to die?
Or
boy?
just a new Mario game in general. Because they could do a new Mario game. If
Oh, yeah.
not,
Well,
when did
then-
Odyssey come out?
not sure.
Odyssey.
When did that
Did you
come
say
out?
we
Yeah,
had
that's a good
Odyssey?
question.
Yeah,
It's been a while now.
When did Odyssey? 2018, I think.
I thought it was.
It could be
Still not that
2017.
far off.
Yeah, it was
I thought it
October
was-
2017.
Yeah. Oh, God. I'm so glad my brain. forgot
So
my
4
shit
years
knowledge.
is like a decent amount. Although they did release the 3D World for Switch more recently,
That's true.
Hmm.
That was probably their most.
I feel
and
like
they added the
it's-
Bowser's Fury
it's
onto
still
it.
too li-
I
I feel like for Nintendo, it's too little time to bring out a new Mario game. But I
You
think
say
they
that, but they
might be
release them
doing-
Well,
like
it was-
every 2 years or so.
In fairness, though, they in an investor meeting a couple of months ago, they went, Mario, we might just slow down production of Mario games just a bit.
I mean, they
Yeah,
did
probably.
basically kill off Mario this year.
I mean,
He's playing golf.
I could do with less.
Oh yeah, no, we got the Mario Golf. That is a new Mario game.
Oh yeah. okay,
That's what I
thought
was
it-
thinking. That maybe you could get more of these like games involving Mario instead of Mario
Oh,
games, like Mario
can-
Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario.
What about a new Mario Party?
Mario goes to the
No, I want a new
the
fucking
Leisure Suit
Wii
Larry
Sports
launch.
Resort.
New Mario
Sports
Party
Resort.
could be happening.
Wii Sports Resort.
Griff, I think we haven't mentioned the most important game yet.
NAC 3.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew that was coming. Oh, that was definitely something.
The magnum opus of PlayStation's crown jewel is NAC
There will
3.
be so many polygons. Polygons. Gotta pump those numbers up.
Do you think Rockstar are going to announce anything?
No. Get your GTA 6s out.
No, I was thinking. I
of
was
your
thinking something
fucking
for the
brain.
online of Red Dead Redemption.
That maybe.
Oh, that's dead. Oh, Red Dead Online is dead.
Red Dead.
Super
It's
dead.
Red Dead.
It's so dead. Red Dead is so dead.
So they thought they would have another,
let me-
another GTA.
It's
Online
Red Dead
story, I
2.
suppose, but
Redon
they didn't.
Redemption.
Yeah, they did, but they don't.
Hmm.
Let me just.
What about Sega?
Oh.
I know that probably like Metal Set.
Sega's already done that
Sega!
Sonic. They did the Sonic thing the other day.
Yeah, but
Red Dead
Judgment
does
2 is
actually
probably
still
gonna
have
be
quite a few
announced.
players on
Makes
Steam
sense.
with 23,000
Which game, sorry?
Judgment 2, like the game in the Yakuza series.
Oh, they could, yeah.
So that's one that makes sense. I don't know what else.
Yeah,
Sega
no,
has
I
that
am-
could be. Yeah, the Sonic game.
What about
Sorry,
a-
I don't want to diss.
What about a Bioshock 4?
Excuse me? I heard Bioshock.
No.
Bioshock 4.
Ken Levine, please take me home.
Maybe.
Could be.
I mean,
would be
there was
against it, but I don't
confirmation
think
that a new
2K is
Bioshock
working
has
on
been
it.
in the works since 2019.
Oh.
But I
There's a
don't
lot of
think we'll
rumors
see
about that.
anything.
Yeah.
If Ken Levine is doing it, then we're not seeing it. The man is a perfectionist.
Fair enough.
Damn.
Yeah, just to confirm, no GTA 6.
No.
That's not happening. Also, Rockstar will never announce a game. Oh no, they did announce GTA
Oh, maybe a new
5
Bully
at
game.
E3.
That'd be fun.
Oh, one dare's dream.
That would be a. I remember, was it last year's E3 or just before Red Dead 2 was announced? But everyone was like, Bully. I think that everyone was pretty convinced they were
Could be.
Bully.
I feel like we're gonna
Of
see
course,
GTA
that's not
6
true.
before we
They
see
decided-
a Bully
They
2.
decided to go down the most boringest game ever.
I
Yeah,
do
I mean-
also remember there being rumours for Game Pass coming to Switch.
Yeah, I heard that too, but I thought that was just a load of poppycock.
I don't know. I think maybe, but Netflix still isn't on Switch, so I don't know if Game Pass would be.
I was gonna say, can we get Netflix on Switch?
Yeah,
Yes.
Netflix on Switch, please. That'll be the E3 announcement.
Or BBC iPlayer. I'm bored watching you.
That sounds like more cock of the poppy
I
variety.
can only rewatch Weird Wolf videos so many times. Before I'm just bored out of my mind.
Amazon Prime Video coming to Switch.
Had it.
And that is E3 this year.
There's some games that I
Um,
thought of as well, actually,
A somewhat
Okay.
depressing
that
outlook.
we haven't
Why, who
mentioned.
let the newbie in? He's outdoing me.
Jesus.
Because we got Dead Rising, maybe. Probably not, because I
That could be.
don't care for that franchise myself.
Yeah,
Is
because
that
a lot
the
of
one that had that really awesome trailer?
It's the
like a
island
billion years
of
ago?
zombies, yeah.
Isn't that? I think that
when
game
Frank West's
is
dead.
dead.
New
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
I think
Didn't that get a new one recently?
Last one was 2017? Yeah, 2017. was the
Kid
last
have a
one.
new one then.
it was like the fourth game, which was like you could get the full version of it, like it was repackaged into Frank's big package.
It was 2017. well done, Wade.
I think Frank
Oh,
West
dear
dies
God.
at the end, so I don't think there's, unless they do it with another character, or unless you play as a zombie Frank West somehow. That's a new game.
Something no one here
That
has
sounds pretty
mentioned
fun.
today, Gotham Knights.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
but-
Yeah, that and Suicide Squad kills.
It's got a release of
the
next year.
Justice League.
At what conference would that be? Microsoft?
Yeah,
Well,
what
it's
could
Warner
that-
Brothers. It's coming to
No,
It's coming to all
it
the
would
platforms.
It would probably be PlayStation, because Warner Brothers, of course, PlayStation have the exclusive rights to the Hogwarts game.
No, but this is coming to PlayStation
Mhm.
and Xbox and PC.
Yes, I know, but they can have but Avengers has priority on PlayStation.
Oh, that is
so
true, yeah.
What I'm saying is that they probably have the exclusivity to maybe showcase that stuff.
But we've got the Suicide Squad game as well.
Yeah. So I feel that if they're going to be at anything, they're probably going to be at the Sony conference.
That would make sense. Does anyone think, like, for any of the recently released games that we're gonna see any type of DLC that could be interesting, or do you think it's all like about the games that we don't really care about? Or
I think Nintendo might do an update for Mario Party to add more maps, because they did do they recently added online play.
I think that could be a thing.
I mean, I'd love some new maps. There's only 4. It's
Yeah,
very boring.
I would love another. Like, even one map
For
might
a
add.
for a fucking £60 game. Come on, lads, make some more maps. Jesus.
I do wonder if Resident Evil Village could get the same thing as Resident Evil 7, where there's like the it had the end of Zoe
What's
and then
small
another
story?
hero, which was like completely it wasn't unrelated, but it was like not DLC that was in the game. It was just basically two separate stories that were there. I wonder if something like that could happen for Village and could already be announced.
Guess we'll have to wait. We'll have to.
I think maybe FNAF Security Breach could be shown at PlayStation.
Shit, yeah, because that was at their PlayStation.
It was,
5
because it
review
was
as
like,
well.
oh, it's coming to this with
Oh, yeah.
real-time ray tracing or whatever.
What else was on that PlayStation review?
Who the fuck asked for ray
wonder if
tracing in a Five Nights at Freddy's?
It's a first-person horror game.
I know, but still, it sounds so weird.
Wonder if there's any big franchises that we're forgetting about. I think we covered a lot.
We've
What
covered
about Shin
everything.
Megami Tensei?
Oh,
Well, the third game just came out, didn't it? The HD remaster.
Miles.
That's the third one. But isn't the fourth one coming out?
Yeah, Hogwarts.
Could
No, trailer for
potentially.
that?
I think I heard. Yeah. Could be.
I mean, if it was down to me, Atlas should be working on Persona 6 right now, but hey, when do I get what I want?
when do I get what I want with Silk Song news, though?
I mean, I do prefer the Persona series over Shin Megami Tensei because, like, Shin Megami Tensei is a bit too more serious-ish.
Yeah.
It's, I like the more like toned down weird bullshit that happens in Persona. But could we get that? Could that be a thing? Persona announcement?
I
Damn,
don't
PlayStation
think
don't
Persona
think the
6
new
is soon,
Persona is
especially
gonna
since
be
they're working on
announced.
Shin Megami Tensei 4. I mean,
Yeah.
I just want a game that's Persona 5, but that's not Persona 5.
yeah.
I might have spent too much
I
time.
mean, then I think the only thing we can do is wait for... Did you play Persona 4 Golden then? Because maybe that's the thing you could do. It seems like fun. And then you could...
Not yet.
Maybe that ties you over
yeah,
to 6
I'll
comes
have
out
to do it.
eventually.
I hope it does.
So yeah, what are we... Like, outside of these things, like fantasy scenarios, what are we wanting to see the most, like, hope, like, even if it's unrealistic?
Unrealistic hope, Silksong, because Team Cherry have already said that they're not going to show anything for it.
Yeah. I mean,
But I really want Silksong news.
okay, let me
Because
rephrase
Hollow
this.
Knight
Not
was one of my favourite games of all time.
something you're looking forward to that could potentially... Nothing that's already ruled out. Like something that would just be an insane wild card or something that could happen.
Oh, something new from Focus Home Interactive. The ones who make like a Plague Tale.
Honestly,
and
if we
Call of
get
Cthulhu
a
and
new
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If we get a new Little Big Planet game, I might poo myself. Like I might be like, oh shit, that's amazing.
You mean like a full-on
I
new
could
game, not
do
like
a
the
Make-A-Wish thing.
Like, what was it again? Sackboy's Adventure. That shit. That was like not really a full-on new game.
I mean, also the
Yeah, something.
If I could make a wish, new game by Giant Sparrow.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
That would be pretty good. And I hope Annapurna publishes
Yeah,
it, because Annapurna, please sponsor me in something. I don't know.
I mean, when it comes to like more indie studios,
it's-
it could be that they're working on something we don't know.
I would like to see what Starfield is about. I'd like to see what Bethesda's new IP does look like. I am intrigued to see where they can go with a new engine. That does give me, a little bit of, ooh, interesting. Not like hype, but just like intrigue into what could possibly be on their next palette. I guess the other thing is, what else?
EA.
E.
And now everyone's confused what the
And
fuck we're doing
Ubisoft. Now we know about the. Now we know about the VR. Now we know about the VR Assassin's Creed. I also do want to see what they do with that. So I guess those two things are kind of like what I'm looking forward to the most.
That seems.
But honestly, anything. Just hit us with anything. I just want to see some games.
Yeah.
I'm definitely.
Currently,
also-
there's nothing
Personal highlight,
massive that
I think
I'm
I'll be looking forward to is just State of Play. It's not on the roadmap yet, but I feel
Yeah,
like
me
that's where
too.
we get to see the most exciting stuff.
Currently, there's nothing massive. I'm just wanting to see more of anything being announced.
I mean, for me,
I guess maybe Sony aren't going to be there this year, definitely around the times, because they've got Ratchet and Clank coming out on the 11th, which is the Friday just before E3 starts.
Ooh,
So-
that's one big.
for me, if I
massive
think about
middle
it, like
finger.
what I would look forward to if it was, like, in like almost impossible tier, that would probably be Persona 6. That's like, if that was announced, that would be like, wow, that's
Yes.
amazing. How did they somehow
I
somehow
would
expand their
instantly
team so they can
slap
work
someone.
on 2 games? Damn, let's not be close to weird when that happens. Next thing would be that would maybe be somewhat unlikely would be a new Fire Emblem game. If that comes out, that would be another thing that would be like, yeah, that's interesting. That would definitely get me
Okay.
excited. And then
So people won't be able to hear this because I presume Connor has muted himself, but he is apparently being harassed by a spider
And
right
he-
now, and all we can see is him
That's why I
holding
did
a
that
shoe,
slapping
it's like
motion.
purely like it's a real
intensely looking at the wall.
such a state of concentration.
It is.
Jesus.
It is.
Come,
Don't
please
fucking
give
turn
us
off your
a
camera,
status update.
you prick.
By the way,
But anyway, I guess
the thing that would be more likely to be there that I would be looking forward to is if you say that PlayStation's working on so many things. If they have new
Yeah.
IPs, I'm
Mhm.
just looking forward to what those new things are going to be. That's definitely something
Yeah.
that I would
Yeah.
chalk
Yeah,
I
back.
mean, I
same here.
hope that
Same
maybe
here,
Summer
definitely.
Games Fest, because Epic Games and PlayStation apparently are both going to be there in some capacity. I'm hoping maybe one or two of them are going to be like, ooh, they're here, but they're not like the big ones.
And 12 minutes.
Yeah, 12 minutes.
Yes,
I just want
12
that
minutes.
to be
Just
released.
Give me 12 minutes.
Come on, 12
Yeah,
minutes.
same
Just
here.
come
Give me
out
12
now.
minutes.
Just give me 12 minutes.
Give it 12 minutes. Well, you're
Um,
joking. Maybe
but I
you
guess,
could actually
yeah,
finish the
that's-
game in 12 minutes.
Okay,
Oh,
I have
shit.
returned. The spider is now ceased.
Ceased.
Oh god,
Really?
poor thing.
By the way, would you mute your microphone?
I
Does it
had
mute it on
muted
the
myself,
recording?
yes.
Yeah, does it mute it on the recording?
Yes. I muted my mic like entirely, so nothing was coming through it.
Can you imagine?
Right, fab. Well, I
Professionals
guess.
at work, people.
There's a few other things. Like, I'm looking at the partners of Summer Game Fest. You got
Blimey.
Activision,
But that comes under EA.
Blizzard.
That comes under
Nah.
Games Fest.
Well, we didn't really talk about anything to do with Blizzard. Like, you could do something for Overwatch 2.
Nah, that ain't coming out. I mean, the guy who's the game director left Blizzard.
That is true.
What was his name? Jeff Kaplan?
That's some rosy future for them.
But yeah, he left Blizzard. And he put like a community post out, and it's the most like, yeah, I'm going, okay, bye. Like, that's
What's that games company that always goes like fucking off the rails?
Devolver.
Bethesda.
No,
Oh,
Devolver. I was gonna say Devolver.
Devolver Digital.
Yeah. What do you think Devolver's going to do this time?
A lot of bullshit as usual. And it will be awesome.
It's unpredictable, but
Yeah, Jeff Kaplan. Good job,
Cool.
mate.
Complete wildcard. No idea what they're announcing, and I don't care. Just want to
yeah.
see how they do.
I just
am
wanted to see
leaving
what they
Blizzard
got.
Entertainment. So his thing went, I am leaving Blizzard Entertainment after 19 years. I want to express my deep appreciation for Blizzard. I want to say I never accept the world as it is to be, blah, blah, blah. He ended it with GG.
That's a great way to end it.
Discord server.
Yeah.
A new genital jousting game from Devolver Digital.
genital jousting.
Oh yes, please.
Bigger.
Genital jousting 2.
Harder.
Let the jousting commence.
Longer, more fluid.
More cum.
If you have played genital jousting, it is, oh god, a visual.
Genital Jousting
feast
2, the
for
comeback.
eyes. Nice. That's on the lines of Fractured Butthole. Like that subtitle is like along those same lines. Oh dear. Right. Anyway, that's it. I'm commencing that Z3 now. I'm
Yeah, no,
tired.
I
can't
do
take
think
anymore.
that's everything that we could talk about.
I think that we tried to cover
Right.
it most
I feel like there's going to be one thing we didn't
We
expect
did
that will blow us
it!
out of the water.
What?
Cool. Theater free. Whatever.
What about something new for Little Nightmares 2?
No.
Like a DLC for it? Because I did DLC for the first game.
They did DLC for the first game.
No.
They also didn't fix
That's the
the.
first game. No, I'm kidding.
They also didn't really fix the kind of like halfway to horrendous controls from the first game when they made the second one. But I guess you can't complain.
Oh, I remember your thing for that.
Oh, that was so annoying.
Oh god, his rant. Oh,
Yeah, let's not get
No,
into
this-
Bram's rant about
his
Little
stream
Nightmares.
screaming. Oh my god, we're not getting into
So,
it.
yeah, this is what we
There's a moth in this room.
we tried to throw as many predictions
Oh,
out there to see
fuck,
what's
not
gonna
a
stick.
Yeah.
Big dick.
We threw it against the wall like bogeys.
Yeah, we threw it against the wall like Mineta throws his like balls around. Basically, that was it. It's like
Jesus, that's a joke for the MHA people.
like that's like when I tried to like when we were talking about that, and I was like, what is it like explaining his powers? What is he? He has sticky balls. It's like, oh shit, that was not a good explanation.
Jesus, Bram.
How about a new thing for Pac-Man 99? Because they did keep updating...
Oh, Pac-Man 99. I heard Pokemon 99.
no, Pac-Man
I
99.
was like,
Oh,
what is that?
Pokemon 99 would be awful.
Like
But no, they
99
did
people
they
fighting
did
each
keep
other.
updating Tetris 99 with like new themes and stuff, so they could do the same
Oh.
for Pac-Man.
Love Tetris 9.
Con keeps finding these games that might come out.
I was going to say,
And
stop
here I am
talking now, because
completely
we're
out
at
of
this
the
up. I
loop.
want to go to bed. I'm
So
tired.
this is our.
You can't
Wow,
just cut
okay.
out all of me if you need to.
No. I think we need to.
Bram, bring us to a
I
close.
think we need to wrap it up here. So these are our predictions for E3 this year. What will we actually get to see? I mean, that still remains to be seen.
seen.
Will Microsoft finally change its name to Microhard?
TBA.
What will happen?
No,
We don't
macro
know.
hard.
I guess we'll see, because this episode will be put out before E3, obviously. Yes. And the next one will be put out
Will it, Bram?
after E3.
Will it?
And in that one, if you
2
watch
minutes
this one
before.
and you come back and to watch that one, you will see how correct we were. Because obviously we used the DeLorean to go into the future
Yeah,
and
because
check
we
what
are-
the E3 was going to be.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
I use my glass
dun,
ball.
dun,
My glass balls.
Ooh. I was gonna say, why have you only got singular?
You have one ball and it's made of glass.
Well, not
Yeah,
everyone.
it's
Not everyone needs two glass
one
balls.
very unfortunate bicycle accident.
That brings whole
They
new
shattered.
meaning to the name Glass Joe. doesn't it? So you basically have a glasticle.
No, his balls don't break. No, they shatter.
Yep.
Painful.
I had cuts for weeks.
I hope everyone with testicles listening to this is just grabbing onto them like, ooh, no. This is painful.
In which case, please stop grabbing onto your testicles. This is not what you're here for.
And we're gonna
Yeah, they just hear our voice and they're like,
we're gonna end this on a cliffhanger with the question: will Weird still have his one ball next time we see?
In the next episode of this
dun,
podcast,
dun.
will Weird still have his ball?
God, I sure love my glass balls. I hope nothing bad happens to them.
Like he gets up in like the middle of it,
Clear.
like Persona 6 gets announced, and he just stands up like, what? And he's like smacks his ball into the desk, and he's like,
If Persona 6 gets announced, I'll put my glass balls onto my desk and take a hammer and